Hey, Music Familia, you're kicking it live with Ant-Man only on musicfamiliaproductions.com. Remember, CBD Living Water is for the living. Get yours today. Saturday, December 9th, 2017, Alarosa Villa. Big Smoke. Mike Bama. Jay Lou. Rich Regal. Big Poe. All under one roof with local support from Six Gun Justice. And DJ Cyrus Neutron is going to be spinning it all night long. Check out Lynette's Country Barbecue on the patio. Tickets are $17 in advance, $20 at the door. There's a $3 surcharge for anyone under 21. Make sure you drink and drive responsibly. 5055 Sinclair Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43229, man. See you guys there. Tickets are available, ticketfly.com. Music Familia Productions, world premiere.
You'll never get the best of me, I'm anti-everything. You'll never get the best of me, I'm anti-everything.
Ant-Man and Siobhan bring you so much, live, local, and raw, every Thursday from AntmanVs Studios. Music, news, interviews, plus so much more, and it starts now.
What's going on, guys? Welcome, Music Familia. What's going on? LoveSick Radio.
Yo.
Hey.
What's going on, gentlemen? So we're gonna get you guys mic'd in here. We're cramming into the studio here.
So many people here right now.
So it's quite busy in here right now. So first and foremost, man, thank you guys for coming in. Can you guys hear everything good? Everything good?
Yeah, everything sounds great.
Yeah.
Great?
Thank you for having us, by the way.
Dave is super sexually bassy right now.
This is how I sound all the time.
It is, right? Wow. It is not.
What are you talking about?
So we are hanging out live with LoveSick Radio. First and foremost, thank you guys for doing what you do as artists and musicians, man. You guys are truly an epic sight to see on stage.
Dude, thank you for what you're doing. That's awesome.
So I wanted to ask you guys, first and foremost, before I get into the interview with you guys, I want to give a huge shout out to some of the sponsors. Designs by Raw, rawdesigns.com. Check them out, man. My man Ryan Wood, 614-425-7901. Also, my man Joe, Columbus Botanical Depot, cbdhemphealth.com, 614-407-4420. And my YouTube partner in crime, Rocky X TV. Check him out for all your DIY fun stuff during the week if you want to work on your vehicle and all that fun stuff. Let's get to it, guys. So we're hanging out here with LoveSick Radio. What's going on, guys?
Well, you know, we're hanging out in your basement. We moved in. We brought our suitcases and a bunch of alcohol, thanks to Matt. He brought his portable bar.
Sleeping on your pool table tonight.
Hey, you know what? You guys are sexy. We'll work it out, man. David, Troy, Glenn, Matt, and Matt.
That's right. Well, Troy's
not here today.
Yeah, he's indisposed right now.
So I caught up with you guys. The last show you guys had was at the Alarosa. I saw you guys just the other night.
Great show.
Yeah, and Weland was there, and it was killer. Josh Todd and the Conflict. What was the best part for you guys at that show? I mean, obviously them performing.
The best part was when Glenn came over to me and said, "Thank you for being you." And I said, "Thanks, Glenn."
That did happen. It was a pleasant experience.
Not for me.
For David. That was cool.
It was great for me. For me, I just getting on stage and playing with people. That's always the best part. And meeting Josh Todd and the Conflict were cool. Those super cool guys. The guys from Weland were cool.
Yeah.
Weland was absolutely great. They absolutely killed it. Hinder was really good. But no, like just the feeling of walking through at the end of the show, like walking through the crowd, like I couldn't even make it to the bar, which surprise, surprise, I'm going to the bar. But on the way to the bar, just getting stopped numerous times and having the appreciation from the people who were there, shaking hands, bumping fists, whatever the Alarosa brings to the table. But it was great. It was just the appreciation from everybody who was in the crowd, stopping, saying "great show," or just making an effort to make that apparent that we did well that night. And I mean, that's always the best part of the show.
Yeah, same. Pretty much just like making new friends and having drinks with friends and stuff. That was the best part, aside from the actual
words with friends.
Performing.
But the question is though, Matt, did you get any emails from that night? Sorry, it's an inside joke from China.
Oh, so Fill us in, guys. What's up with that?
Can I tell the story? And
I
then
mean, if you want to talk down your guitar player,
I'm not talking down. What are you talking
Come
about?
on.
That's not talking
Oh, this is a
down.
great story.
I could.
She was
say the
hot though. I'm
story.
not gonna lie. This is great.
I could say the story was we got to China. My phone didn't work because I was
You have to
overseas.
better set up than that. Let me set it up, then you take over.
Yeah, let
okay.
David take
Let me
the
set it up.
story
You
here.
take over when we get to the thing.
Well, you said, but then
Yeah. So we
Set him up and knock it down.
It's
Dave.
really,
it's-
really not that funny.
It's
guys.
13 hours later. We've been on the plane.
Oh, it was more than 13. It was
18
20
total.
24 hours later.
When we ended up in China
Yeah.
for the first flight, though, not the domestic.
That was
Yeah,
when
with
we
30
got off
hours
the domestic.
total.
Okay.
I mean,
Was that the? Yeah, I guess it was off the domestic.
Yeah, that was
okay.
off the domestic flight.
So after we got there, we 20 hours from flying. Waking up super early, going to Detroit, then jumping on the international flight. Then probably lots of drinks and bad movies later. We arrive in China, and we're getting our stuff, and Matt, being the sexy man he is,
Matt's a
Oh,
hustler.
whatever.
starts talking to this girl who's
she's had baggage claim.
Yeah, she had baggage
she's
claim.
cute.
I'm just
She's
being
great.
friendly,
Being friendly.
saying that we got a show, and
Yeah.
yeah.
doing your job as
Doing
as
what
a
I
band.
do. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Promoting the show.
And he's like, I should have got her number. Like, man, you should have got her email address.
Well, because my phone didn't work, so
Yeah.
I was kind of like indisposed, and I was like, well, what could I do? And then Dave threw out the genius idea about the email, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean,
Well, unfortunately, we had just then found out that AIM had claimed bankruptcy and they were going under. So I'm not sure if you guys knew that or not. AIM is no longer as of the end of November. So
I have Gmail.
email's the best thing.
Email's the best thing.
I have Gmail, so I'm good.
Well, anyway, I guess it wasn't that exciting story when you have to bring it down. It's just to have fun with the
You
story.
had to be.
You had to be there.
So, coming together as LoveSick Radio, how long have the five of you, including Troy, been in music independently?
The LoveSick Radio has been around for a good minute. For me personally, I got my first deal like in my early 20s, late teens, and a band called Pay the Girl, and we had a top 20 single, toured with Shakira, Matchbox, Von Ray. If nobody knows who those people are. Stereo Fuse. They had some hits back in the day. We had a top 20
No
hit.
one knows who Matchbox 20 is, though.
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
Anyway, we started there, and that's where my career started. I've been going ever since. So, and that was like with a different band name and different kind of sounds, and got to make a record with Rick Parashar, who produced Soundgarden, Pearl Jam's first record. The list goes on. Tim with the Dog, and that project went to a certain point, then kind of stalled out, and we did another thing for a minute, then put LoveSick Radio together and ran through a course with some dudes. And, sometimes the car just needs new tires.
Yeah.
So we got some great new expensive tires in Glenn. Matt and
Some
Troy and
expensive
Matt.
tires.
Yeah, no, but I mean, these guys are awesome, and like the band's sounding better than it's ever sounded. So, I mean, I couldn't be happier, and I'm excited what the future holds for us. So it's
Yeah.
going to be good.
How-
Glenn, how about you?
Oh. I have a microphone. So.
I know, but you might need two.
Well, I'm a young guy, so I
It's
haven't
13.
really-
Ouch.
Yeah, 13. So, I mean, I really haven't been in music that long. I think it's been 5 years since the first time I ever played out, and that was with two of my friends whose band quit on them 4 days before their show.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I got to come and play guitar. That
Yeah.
was fun. And then I started playing with a band called Plain Old Henry. Did that for 4 years, and then from there it was
Killer band.
LoveSick Radio.
Great group of
It was-
guys, man.
Yeah, that was a fun band.
Yeah, and actually, the drummer, Tommy McCullough, went on to do Black Coffee.
Yeah.
So another great, awesome local band, man. So Matt, how about you?
Boy, I got to go way back here.
I know
but,
you do. I know.
yeah,
I know.
Well, I remember my first garage band, and I remember having our first gig, and I was like 18 years old, and we played at this little tiny restaurant place, and we played all these just all these cover songs and Green Day songs, Blink-182 and stuff like that. And it was pretty cool. That was fun. And then that was where I had my turning point where I'm like, I really want to like not do this just to goof off. I want to really get into this. So I just played guitar like nonstop when I had free time. And then I got into a band in my college years, and we had a couple of bigger shows. We played a few dates with Local H. And that's when I really, really started, taking it more and more serious. And then I've just been performing ever since then, pretty much. I've got to do some cool stuff, got to, share the stage with a good amount of national acts. And, yeah, man, just, here I am.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long has it been for you, my good sir?
I have the weirdest story of the group. So I've been musically involved for over 20 years. Obviously,
He's only 22, so figure that one out.
Prodigy. So middle school, high school, college, et cetera, et cetera. So I actually went to school for music and have a degree in percussion education, or music education, percussion performance. And I was a band director for a few years. I was the person who was playing classical music. I did like symphony work and orchestral work and all kinds of craziness. So drum set to me is studying classical music and classical percussion and all that stuff too. Like drum set to me is way more foreign than it is
Really?
not. But at some point in your adult age, you realize, oh, hey, drum set kind of is where the money's at. So not many people are hiring timpanists,
Right.
xylophone, marimba players. Yeah, it's not really a wanted instrument.
Fair enough.
Kanye is.
Kanye does everything. He's great. I was listening to Graduation today, actually.
Good record.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
It was
great freaking record.
Yeah.
His first,
Oh, it's so
his
good.
last record is pretty good too, but his first few records are just really, that's classic records.
Ironically, so
Get off the point, sorry.
no. So we're on Facebook Messenger today, and the band has like a group on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, hey, are we not talking about certain subjects? Are we not doing anything? And I believe Dave's comment was, just talk about what Kanye would talk about and think about that. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I was like, oh shit, I need to listen to Graduation. It's so
WWKD.
good. Oh God, Graduation's so good. Anyway, I'm super classically trained. And after college, I started playing drum set heavily. Like I did a little bit in high school, but not a lot through college. After college, I did a lot of drum set, just playing with country, blues.
It's so weird hearing you say drum sets.
I say kid a lot. And I
Or
say,
just drums.
yeah, it's just, yeah.
It just comes natural, though,
It's
Yeah.
it's so formal.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, you're among friends. It's cool.
Gosh,
So playing drum. What am I supposed to say then? Not drum kit, not drum set?
No, I was just messing with you.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want.
So just doing that was kind of, I wouldn't say foreign to me, but it was not something I focused on for
Right.
so many years. So I sat there and I played with numerous bands and toured a little bit and played with a lot of really cool groups and cover bands, original bands, all this and that, and then moved to Columbus and played with a couple cover bands and all this stuff too. And then Dave found me, and
I found him passed. Let me tell the story. He's totally scared of how I found him passed out. He was next to this like a backpack. I'm like, man, is that my backpack? I open it up and it was just filled with alcohol. I'm like, that's not mine. And he woke up. He's like, hey, leave my backpack alone. He's like, do you play drums? Like, yes, I do. It was weird how I just jumped to that, but it worked.
it was
Ever since then.
that was the easiest way to join a band ever. Hey, are you drunk? Yeah. Do you play drums? Yeah.
Perfect.
You're in.
man, I feel bad. I
joking.
glossed over like 15
It's all right.
plus years in like 20 seconds on my music thing. I'm
No,
sorry.
you told the Reader's Digest. Matt went for the, hey, here's everything.
I've just partied too hard. I can't remember half of it really. I'm just like, what wait a minute. There was like, no, just I don't party hard. But what do we got here?
You don't Andrew WK it.
Oh man, too soon. No. So Louis.
missed something?
No. Louis C.K. Actually, you guys know Louis C.K.
Let's not talk about this today.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite comedians
Mine
ever,
too, mine
and
too. Mine
like,
too.
months ago, I heard about all this stuff
Yeah.
breaking. Today,
Yeah.
I saw the New York Times article,
Yeah.
and I shit my pants.
Yep.
I just like, okay, well, I'm going to watch all the
Whoa.
specials before
There's
they get
none.
taken.
Yeah.
What did it say?
Oh.
He did some dirty stuff.
Very dirty shit, man.
I mean, he
I'm gonna
joked
step over
about
here
that
real quick.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. He does like a pantomime thing and numerous acts about it, and I was just like, oh, my
Yeah.
God, that's so real right now.
So I guess that takes it really. He's the real deal comedian. You know, he's not just. He's really
Unfortunately.
to the extreme. You know, I don't know what he even did, but you know what I mean.
Well-
accused of sexual
did some real
misconduct.
creepy
so-
shit.
he falls into the Kevin
By
Spacey
5
realm.
women.
Yeah.
No.
Kevin.
That's
Kevin
what I'm saying.
Spacey did
Kevin-
things.
That's
Well,
what
there's
I'm
no
saying.
proof
There's-
that
right.
anybody did anything.
Touche.
Right.
So,
These
Seems like that's
They're
an
gonna
epic-
This
try to-
should have been on Facebook Messenger,
Yeah, let's-
Dave.
They're gonna try and pigeonhole him, probably. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, that came out today. So you
Well,
guys'
that's,
first release of your single, the Hooray! It's Hooray! She got her way.
yes.
And
Oh, that rhymes.
what
That's
was it
clever.
like? What was it like putting that together?
Well, it's funny because that song actually wasn't intended to be a LoveSick Radio song in the beginning. It started out as I had this idea of, which I just ripped off of Slash, I think, of getting a bunch of different people to play on a song, a couple different songs, people that I respect.
Mm-hmm.
And Troy's one of the people I called, and then I called my friend. He's a singer or a member band called Silvertide.
Mm-hmm.
Sang for them. I was gonna have him sing on a song. And actually, because the drummer who's on that song is a guy named Corky, he used to play with Otherwise.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, great drummer.
Learn something new every day.
He's a great drummer and great dude. His new band he has, Code Red, is awesome. Coded Riot, I should say the whole name. Anyway, so that's I sent it to Troy, he wrote to it, and we started tracking it. And I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. Like, Troy's vocals in the studio were just like, I'm like, wow, you can really sing. Because I've known Troy forever, but I don't remember how I met him.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the same story about me. We don't remember how our paths crossed, but we've always been kind of.
It's always
know
really
each other.
Wanna
fun.
make
It's
up a
a
story.
fun conversation of contention of just we have rehearsals and then we start getting deep conversation, and eventually Troy will be like, "I have no idea where I met Dave or how I know Dave, but we're in a band now, so that's how it is."
Yeah. So, I mean, and it just kind of went from there. And, like, I was like, man, we should do more songs. And, Matt, him and I, I brought Matt on a while ago. We were talking, and then Matt brought Glenn, and then, like I told you, we found Matt, drummer. So it's just
Passed
kinda,
out on the sidewalk. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. So that song just kind of came together like that, just kind of like with just hanging out with people,
Wow.
talking, and just kind of it was written like in 5 minutes.
What are you guys putting that new song together, and then all you guys' collective education and where you've been and what you've seen took you all the way to China, has taken you to many festivals, many different shows. What is some of the advice that you guys would give to some of the new guys coming up that are wanting to be able to do something similar to what LoveSick Radio has been able to accomplish?
I would say write, rewrite, then rewrite again. It's all about hooks, and then practice your ass off. It's all about all the little details. It's easy to go into a room and just like bang out a song and like, oh, we're good enough. It's like, it's not about ego. It's about the song. Everybody has to be great on that song and play it like you really mean it every single time. Just don't phone it in.
Yeah.
It's like music is a blessing to be able to do it, and especially if people are going to show up and watch your band, don't sell them short. And give them the best show and the best type of sound you could possibly give. That's my advice. Glenn?
Oh, I was just going to say, don't have an ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest killer for bands.
Yeah, you're all a team.
Exactly.
It's about the collective, how it works together.
What do you think, Matt?
I'm thinking about this. Like, it's such a process. The music world is changing so rapidly where it's like, you constantly have to be open-minded to new, to like, ideas and stuff all the time. I think that's a big thing. Like right now, it's like, a band can gain fans and stuff by playing live shows, but you can also do tons of stuff on the internet and online to, gain momentum.
Right.
So to keep an open view and stuff is probably, I don't know. That's one thing I can think of. But I mean, it's such a learning process. You're always learning. You're always, that, and just like what these guys are saying, like practice, tons of practice, tons of writing all the time. Just you have to get to the point where you just really want it more than anything else.
Right.
Where like it's all you think about pretty much, aside from a few other things. But yeah.
What do you think,
Like
Matt?
puppies and kittens. That's what you
I feel like I'm always going to have the long-winded explanations. The two big things that
That's exactly right.
Yeah, the two big things that I will
What
bring
he
up.
said.
Two big things I will bring up is the fact that I'm a giant planner. I'm the person who has to have itineraries, bus calls. I'm all that things too. But Dave, I'm super anal about everything. I'm OCD. Dave has slowly taught me over the last 6 months, 7 months.
7. I don't know.
Whenever you
Some
found
months-
me in
months
the
ago.
alley, that you kind of have to go with the flow.
Right.
Sometimes venues, sometimes studios, sometimes whatever are not going to have the gear you want. They're not going to have the monitors you want. They're not going to be able to supply this. You're going to be buried in the back. You're going to play off stage. Sorry, we're not going to see you. You're going to be behind a curtain. Whatever happens, you just kind of have to go with the flow. That's one of the big things I've learned is, and I said, being a super planner, I'm always a person who is expecting things, and I need to know exactly what cables I'm having. I need to know exactly if I have a microphone, if I have a stand that's going to support, like, I'm that kind of guy. And luckily, I'm able to. Dave has talked me down a lot.
Yeah. You just had to take it as it comes. Like, not everything is going to go the way you want it to go.
Not at
but
all.
You just, as long as you're rehearsed and you know what you're doing, you'll
Good
be
point.
fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then yet
And
again,
have fun. That's the main thing. Have fun. If it's not fun, there's no point doing it.
yeah. And then the ego thing, from their respect, they were talking about a different sort of ego. I've learned in many different ways that ego goes a lot of different ways. So the people who can get on stage, line check, have a great time, call it a day, and get off stage are great. We've ran into issues where people are going along and taking forever to set up and do all that stuff too. It's like if you're a new musician who's budding out, just go with the flow. Go in there, load your gear in. You might not get a lot like line check. You might not get a sound check. Just get in there, set up your stuff, have a good time, make friends with the sound guy, make friends with the monitor guy, have a good time with the fans. Just and overall, just be a super easygoing person. And that's the thing that I'm still trying to learn, that I'm still trying to do my thing on. But those are two things that I've learned somewhat recently that are very epically like. You and your sound guys' relationship are super important. Just saying.
One thing I've learned, you need to tune your guitar before you play. I just stumbled on that one recently, but that's
such a typical thing.
I've been playing for like 20 years, and I finally was like, that was it. That's the secret. So I'm throwing that one out there. It's a gem, but
Precious information from LoveSick Radio right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Something. I
Make
don't
sure
know.
you tune your instruments. So, coming into 2017, you guys formed LoveSick Radio, getting all this together, putting everything together, getting things in place. What do you guys foresee for 2018?
Well, it's funny you asked that.
Hopefully a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're writing and recording some new music. And
You guys were in the studio today, as a
yeah,
matter of fact, right?
We finished a song we started a minute ago, and then we cut a new thing that we're going to be putting out. And actually, I think we'll be back in there next week as well.
What are you guys recording at?
We're doing a lot of stuff with Joe Viers. He's the engineer master at
Yeah.
Sonic Lounge for all your
Incredible.
studio needs.
Yes. Sonic Lounge in Grove City for
Yeah.
all
I
your
mean,
studio
honestly,
needs.
Honestly, I've been really fortunate enough to work with a lot of great people in the industry, like from engineers to producers. And Joe will always be one of my favorites. He's easy to work with, and he knows how to get a great sound. And it's just like he's a great engineer, and it's hard to find a great engineer.
Yeah,
and he has a lot of great ideas.
Definitely my favorite.
Oh yeah, you're not biased though at all.
We're going to be here live with you guys all night till 10 o'clock. In the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to open up the phone lines, let people call in and be part of the action. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to pay some bills here. You guys are listening to AntmanVs, MusicFamiliaProductions.com. The one place, the one-stop shop for all your music needs. We're going to be talking about some new stuff that we're working with the website. And we're going to open up a new segment in the 9 o'clock hour to close out the show. We're going to hang out with LoveSick Radio and do Douchebag Criminals. That's where we bring in 3 douchebag criminals that are totally wasting our space, and we're going to run them under a bus. It's going to be fun. Cool. And you guys are going to be part of it.
I love the sound of this.
So it's going to be pretty awesome. So you guys, make sure you guys tune in, man. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back after this. LoveSick Radio. Saturday, December 9th, 2017, Alarosa Villa. Big Smoke. Mike Bama. Jay Luke. Rich Regal. Big Poe. All under one roof with local support from 6 Gun. Responsibly, 5055 Sinclair Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43229, man. See you guys there. Tickets are available, ticketfly.com.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Exactly how I am. It's all. It's only been a while. You're working extra hard. You're working to survive. You've been living in your car. That's all. The hell were you? It's been 7 days. It's getting so absurd. It makes you want to stay. I'm on. I'm finally passing off. I'm finally getting off. I'm feeling like I should. I say that quite a lot. I'm on. I thought I'd wait and see. I'm not drawing any blanks. It's good because I did, and I'm moving up the ranks. It's all. Half of what you do is the half that you claim. You're no writer, just a kid, and you're doing just the same. That's all. Now we're past official time, and we're deep in this thing. I'll warn you right away that I settle for passing. I'm on. There's water at the gates. There's water to the brim. We'll get out just in time. Situations looking grim. I'm on. I'm headed to your place. You love to see me there, but keep this like you do. I might be unprepared. It's all. You're finally passing out. You're finally getting out. I'm feeling pretty good. You're finally getting out. It's all. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing this again. Sappy things make me grin. That's exactly what this is. I'm on. Not making any sense. That was never the point. You're walking if you can. Your muscles and your joints. I'm on. I'm going back and forth. I can't ever make a choice. Could you please turn that down? You will lose my voice. That's all. I'm going to make this work. I have to make it right. This time, there's no way I'm going to lose this fight. That's all. I'm feeling better now. I love the warmer air. You can say it other ways. You can try to make me care. I'm finally passing off. I'm finally getting off. I'm feeling like I should. I'm giving you a lot. I'm finally passing out. I'm finally getting out. I'm feeling pretty good. Finally feeling like I should. It's all.
What's going on, Music Familia? Welcome back to the show. Hanging out live with my boys, LoveSick Radio. What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey.
So, like
What
I
up?
said earlier, before we went to a break, man, I wanted to pay some bills there, and I want to give some love to some of my sponsors right here. Raw Designs, who handles all my logos and graphics and stuff, makes me look all sexy. So, thank you, Ryan, for all your awesomeness. Give him a call if you have any interest in getting your graphic design work on. If you're a new band or an artist or a venue or anything, you can handle some new graphic design work, 10% off if you use the hashtag AntmanVs, 614-425-7901. Also, Columbus Botanical Depot, CBDHempHealth.com. A lot of people asking about what CBD is and stuff like that. It's a natural alternative to help depression, anxiety, chronic pain, a number of other ailments as well. Go ahead and give my man Joe Brendan a call, 614-407-4420, Columbus Botanical Depot, CBDHempHealth.com. Also use hashtag AntmanVs for 10% off of that purchase as well. And my YouTube partner in crime, RockyXTV, YouTube.com, weekly DIY music and vehicles and all kinds of fun stuff come out of that YouTube. Check that out. And Photo Nation AP, Dave Sheets, shout out to you as well. So what's going on, guys?
Can we talk about how clean cut the underside of your beard is?
What?
No, that's what I want to bring up right now. Like, you're asking us all these questions. I want to know how you clean your beard up on the underside so well.
The wife.
Just grooming, you know?
It is personal
I know,
grooming.
but it's so perfect.
The
I've been
wife.
staring at it for like 10 minutes of just how
Dave.
perfect those
That's
lines
not
are.
weird at all.
Kind of freaks me out, Dave. Make me feel all warm and...
That was Matt, by the way.
Matt.
That was Dave.
Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Dave. Matt.
Dave somehow has the lower voice in this
Right,
podcast.
yeah. I don't know how he does it.
I'm the bass
I'm
singing
wondering-
harmony, and Dave's like, "Hey, this is a podcast."
I don't even have the setting on for that, so I don't...
That's how I talk.
It's just how I talk.
Low.
So, hanging out with LoveSick Radio, and Troy, wherever you are, man, hope all is well with you. I know he couldn't be here this evening, but
He's passed out in the gutter.
Love you, Troy.
I did catch up with him
Prayers
at
for
the
Troy.
Hours of Villa and did an interview with him.
I watched
so,
that. It was excellent.
So, but what is it like for you guys as Lovesick Radio, looking at some of the music and what's going on right now in the music scene? Because I feel like in the music scene, it's a very fluctuating thing, and it's very here today, not gone tomorrow, but kind of in a rut, if you will. What is your guys' take on the music scene today?
Music scene, like in general? Or
Yeah,
just,
just
like in
in
Columbus?
just in general.
And rock and roll?
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, there's a lot of great bands out there right now, but there's also a lot of bands that are, a lot of bands sound the same. Like, there's not a lot of uniqueness going on.
How do you guys feel about oversaturation?
I mean, of the market?
Yeah.
I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because, you don't want to make it too easy for everybody to see you. But again, it's all personal opinion and preference.
Of course.
Because you want it to be, for me, it's like you want it to be an event when you're playing a show, not just like, hey, I can see them next week or this week. Well, Lost is on this week, reruns. Apparently, I went back in time. But I don't know. I think music right now is really depressing, and rock and roll is supposed to be about fun. It's like, cool thing about hip hop, it's like they'll say anything, and it's a lot more fun right now. And rock and roll is just like, or not rock and roll, but like rock music in general. Not every single band. I'm not naming bands. So if anybody gets
yeah.
So if anybody gets offensive,
Don't get offended.
Yeah, if you get offended, that's your own
Right.
fault. That's because you think about your own band. But anyway, I just think it's just kind of boring right now. It's just depressing. Rock and roll's supposed to be fun and having a good time, and just it's attitude and swagger. Matt totally wants to talk, and I keep talking and make it so he can't say
Throwing
anything.
TVs out of hotel windows,
I was just wanting to chime in with that. Like, I think that fine medium's cool when there's like, you got some pissed off, angry rock. You got some like, let's just have a good time rock and roll. Then you have some like really dark, the whole thing. It's all good, but it feels like right now, for some reason, like the really like depressing rock is like, it's like 90-some% at the moment, and that's what we're.
You think the
sometimes-
music, like the music, goes up and down with what's going on? So like the obviously
worldly.
Yes, like the Vegas shooting, some of the other stuff going on. So some of the bands, some of the artists are like holding back some of that positive whatever because they don't. This is a drawing time. So if I write a sad or an emotional song to go with this, it's gonna boost sales. It's gonna,
I'd hope not.
I hope not.
That's the biggest thing. Like,
Yeah,
I
don't
feel like
think so.
rock has always been, regardless of what the tumultuous issues are happening in the world, wars or bombings, whatever the hell is going on, like rock should supersede that. Like what the rock is not written to be such a dedication to any of those kind of things.
Right.
It should be just a fun time kind of
I want to chime in for a
idea.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like David's favorite band, the Stones. I mean, that's a perfect example. They wrote war protest songs, but then they also wrote just like good time rock and roll songs. They
All
wrote
at the
like
same
rebellious
time.
songs all at the
That's-
same
yes.
time. Like no rules. Like that
Well,
was
there was people that were actually like, wait a minute, I think that's a And by then, they're all like, oh, well, I can't say shit about it because I was sitting in my car jamming to that, too.
Yeah, we're going to write a political song, and then the next song we're going to write is going to be not remotely...
Well, I mean, if you...
all in the same album, all in the same time span, like... Yeah.
I think what's hurts rock and roll today is, like, if you look back through the eras of music, I mean, bands used to be a part of people's, like, the summer, they held a special memory. Like, this record reminded me of this time. And a lot of bands right now again, they're kind of like, they don't write songs that really have that timeless thing to them where, like, it's gonna be like that, the listener's moment in time, like this is, remember back in blah, blah, blah. It's like, this was the song that defined my summer, my winter, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, I think we as artists and everybody, all of our games need to be stepped up, because it's like, if we're going to really bring rock and roll back to the masses, where it should be, because right now it's definitely not.
It's not. Absolutely
I think
not.
We need to, just try everybody needs to work together and write the best things possible where the listener can't turn it off, because it's an ADD world. Everybody's getting like 100 things thrown at them every 40 minutes.
Well, I feel like, the average brain span is like 3 seconds. Exactly. So if you can't seize their attention in that time, then you fall into the category of everything else is just gets scrolled by.
Exactly.
And so I feel like it's important. It's even more imperative for bands to find a way to stay relevant, stay in the back of their mind, so that Monday, it seems like word of the mouth travels a lot better sometimes, even in the world of social media, because when those people go back to work on Monday, they're talking about your band at break, out smoking a cigarette, whatever, like, oh man, you missed a killer show over the weekend, and
that's the goal.
Yeah, right. But, I've seen social media. Social media kind of helps but screws over bands sometimes, because the venues create an event, and then that event gets shared or whatever, but then other people create copies of said event. So what you're doing is spreading them, even you think you're reaching more people, and you're just spreading them further and further away from the main event. So what we've actually tried to do is try to train most people when they grab on an event, don't create your own event off of that event. Share that event. Add people. Get them in to the event, because you're thinning the herd and pulling them away from the original ideas, because some of those bands don't have the following like a LoveSick Radio. Some of you guys as fans, man, are like diehard crazy. They know all your songs. Like, I saw them at the Alrosa just standing up front. Like, you guys' stage presence is one that if nobody has seen, they need to get off their ass and get out and see.
Thanks, man. That's what we want to. That's the one thing we want. Like, if you don't have to like our band. We're okay if you don't. Hopefully you do. But if you see us live, we at least want you to have a good time and walk away. Like, you know what? Those guys fucking suck, but they're fun to watch. Hopefully it's like those guys are fucking rocking, and I'll be back next week. So it's whenever.
We have incredible fans that we have who literally have LoveSick tattoos, who make
they're awesome. We're lucky as hell.
Who make LoveSick merch, who do whatever, and it's
custom jewelry.
It's great.
I saw that.
I literally, it's a real thing, and it's great, and there's no way I can appreciate that more than people putting their time aside to make jewelry and shirts and T-shirts, like all
drive
self-made.
Hours and hours.
I drive 5 or 6 hours, like, to just come out and see our show, like. The appreciation is ridiculous. Like,
I mean, it's like a community. Like, I mean, we would tour. Like, people would. It's like you go to Indianapolis and play, and there'd be a whole group of people coming to see you because that was their Friday night, and they get their friends and they come like in a bus, and then you'd go to like Fort Wayne, Indiana, and those same people would show up again because it's like that was their weekend, and then there'd be people from Michigan, people from Pennsylvania. It's like in the Midwest anyway, where we're talking. But it's like we're really lucky. I think Glenn would agree.
I would agree.
See,
I would say that we are very lucky.
So what was it like for you guys to travel over to China, man? Like, not many bands from Columbus, Ohio can say they've been to China. What was it like for you guys over there?
It was a surreal experience. It's like everything you dream of when you're a little kid playing music. It's like it came true. It's like we got treated like rock stars. We played in front of 70,000 people. It was unbelievable.
Did you guys go anywhere you weren't supposed to go? Like, absolutely not supposed to go.
No.
We tried. We tried to no avail.
No, it's the second time we were there. The first time was like we got to start and like to spread the word.
Yeah.
And we played in front of a ton of people then as well. And then we've got the call back, and we came back, and the word of mouth has grown. And it's weird because we were over talking to a bartender, and he was showing us his phone about, obviously we couldn't read the website, but because they have their own internet over there pretty much.
Yeah.
And there was stuff about the band, we had like a couple member changes, and they were talking about it in this thing. I was like, why are they talking about that? It's like one of those things, like it's weird when you're kind of bigger in a different place.
Yeah, they're not allowed social media. They have their own social
Oh,
media
yeah.
platform.
And there's no way to find that. So like
Right.
I was Googling this festival that you were playing at. It's a massively popular festival. And I was Googling it like, hey, I want to see if people are responding to this. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to play to no people at this giant festival. And then I didn't realize that they literally have their own internet. They literally have their own YouTube. They literally have all their own stuff. So when we showed up, I was like, oh my God, there's not going to be anybody here. There's 70,000 people there.
Right.
Plus over 100,000 watched it, streamed it during our show.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, I was mistaken.
It's funny because we had some flight issues. We had to go to Beijing, and we stayed in Beijing for the night, and we were eating at Applebee's.
TGI Fridays.
TGI Fridays.
Fridays.
Why I think it was Applebee's.
TGI Fridays in
Of all
Beijing.
places.
We reach out culturally.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, like the server recognized us from watching the stream because we were in a totally
wow.
Like he got a picture with us after the show because he was just like,
Well,
"Hey,
after
I
the
watched
dinner
you."
anyway.
Yeah,
Not
well,
after
sorry,
the
after
show,
the
come
dinner.
on now.
Sorry.
That's what he calls dinner shows.
Well,
Going
because
to
I
the
just
show.
get
Dinner
wildly
show.
drunk and do stupid stuff. But no, after dinner we were just sitting there, and he was like, "Can I get a picture with you guys?" We're like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh no, I watched you guys last night on the stream where you were playing in front of all this giant audience." I was like, "Oh my God, we're sitting there like 5 or 6 hours away from where we actually performed." And there was somebody who recognized us, and it was a good feeling. It was a great idea. Good things.
I agree. Matt, you want to add
Agreed.
anything?
Oh,
you waited too long.
I mean,
Matt doesn't even know what subject we're on anymore.
China. I'm in it, guys. I'm focused, but I
Thinking
mean,
about
like
that email.
Oh my God, he's making email jokes. This is the
I love
best
you,
thing
Matt.
that's ever
I love
happened.
you, Matt. I won't do it again, Matt.
You're honoring
Do it
member of the
again.
band
Please
now.
do it again.
Never do it again.
That was the best thing that's
Matt,
ever happened to me.
I gotta say this: we all have one of those things that we all joke about, and that's yours, and mine is whatever mine is. Glenn's his.
I've just
Well,
known.
what's
I've
yours?
known-
What is mine, Glenn? I'm an asshole. That's what mine is, probably.
He is kind of an asshole.
Yeah, well, he
I'm a
is,
blatant
but-
alcoholic. Let's not call.
Yeah, we make fun of him for being an alcoholic. Dave has nipple rings. I'll make fun of him. For
Oh
that
yeah,
forever.
he does. The guys play with him so much.
What had happened was, like,
Okay.
this one time in Beijing.
One time in Beijing, let me say a story.
It's gonna be a new song on the new album, guys. Right?
By the way,
Beijing
my name's
never-
Troy. Just joking.
Troy is actually live with us on Facebook Live right now.
Troy.
Is Troy with us?
He's in Facebook Live land right here.
Oh, Troy.
Oh, Troy, what's
make
up,
sure
man?
you wave
Troy,
hi to
you better call in.
Hi, Troy.
I'm gonna be real upset.
Troy
if you
should
don't
call
right
in.
now.
He might be
Oh my God,
indisposed, though. It's
please.
washing when he should be doing something else.
No,
might be on
Troy,
the
you
toilet
better
right
call
now.
in right now.
All right, guys. So what we'll do, we'll open up the phone lines for you guys and give you everybody an opportunity to call into the show. 614-916-6372. Again, 614-916-6372. You guys can call into the show and be part of it and talk to LoveSick Radio. You guys have been hanging out with me on Facebook Live. Jump over to musicfamiliaproductions.com. You guys can be part of the action over there. I'll see you guys live over there. Finish up my Facebook promo. My bosses love my Facebook promos. I don't know why, but I'm supposed to do one a show according to the bosses. So I make sure I do that, and I don't get fired. So, hanging out with LoveSick Radio, you guys have been around the world. Do you guys prefer festival shows over just your regular local venue shows?
I love big stages. I mean, a lot of people say, man, it's all about the small stage and in your face, which is cool.
The intimacy of the whole thing.
And that is cool, don't get me wrong, but for me, I love playing the big stages. You know, I've been playing arenas. It's fucking awesome. Played stadium. It's fucking awesome. You can run around. You hit more people. It's like I want this band to play the desert and sell it out. You know what I mean? It's like that's my goal for us.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, small places are really cool, and they're in your face, and that's awesome. But it's like when you can reach all those people, it's this bigger stage to run around and shake your ass on.
Right.
It's like I'm into that. What do you think, Matt?
The bigger stage is more exciting. There's like an energy in the air. It's almost like a big festival's it's more of an exciting event. Where
It's a
movement.
Small stage. It's more the movement than
exactly.
it is a situation going on at a given time.
Exactly.
I sit behind a drum set and don't do shit. Doesn't matter if I'm playing.
Poor guy.
Right.
I'm so I wish I could move around more. It doesn't matter if I'm at a festival show or a club show. I do the same thing, and it's sad.
I was watching the drummer from Weland at the show at the Alrosa the other night when you guys were up there, and he was standing up and drumming.
Yeah.
Enlighten me, Mr. Drummer Man.
Because that guy is probably a badass.
What
what it sounds like.
What a dick.
No, I know. You didn't think it was good?
Well, here's the thing.
I wasn't talking about you.
Anytime that I have the opportunity to stand up, I'm singing. So from a rare instance, not many drummers sing, and it's a weird thing that I would love to stand up and hype up the crowd and click my sticks and clap and do all those things too. But during most of those things, I am singing, and I would like to hype up the crowd more.
We don't let them do it. Let's be honest, people. We have them strapped down on his seat. We don't let him stand up.
My mic has been muted for 6 months, and I don't even know about it.
That's right. No, I'm gonna give Matt drummer because we have to because we have two Matts. There's guitar Matt and there's drummer Matt.
Right,
and we were literally responding to that. If we have Facebook messages or whatever, hey, drummer Matt, do you want to do this? Hey, guitar Matt, do you want to do this? We could come up with nicknames, but nobody wants to do something civil and
that
easy.
Is a nickname,
come up with a better nickname.
Drummer Matt. That's so many syllables as opposed to.
Come up with a better one.
Right now. You have 2
seconds. You have 5 seconds.
I've been called Skev my entire life.
That's too late.
One syllable.
Guitar,
too late. You said 5 seconds.
No, so GM and DM.
I meant milliseconds.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna give Matt.
Damn it.
I'm gonna do drummer
Who wants
Matt.
to slide in the DMs?
I'm drummer Matt some props.
My DM set.
So I mean, Matt is a great singer. He's definitely one of the.
Which one?
Drummer Matt. I'm giving both of Matt's great singers, but I'm giving drummer Matt some props right now.
Okay.
He has a really big voice and he's a great drummer and he holds it down and he's great addition to the band.
That was my thought after probably the first or second rehearsal. I'm just like, these guys are not easy to come by. A dedicated drummer that sings well, that is actually starts the song at a certain tempo and ends it at that same tempo. It's
Sometimes.
just I mean, a solid drummer without a lot of baggage is really hard to find. So he's
great.
Not to mention, he's just a real nice guy.
Yeah.
And he has Adam Lambert. How do you get that hair?
I can't even agree with any of you for any of these topics. This is ridiculous. I appreciate the compliments. Don't get me wrong, but this is fucking ridiculous. No,
what was the question earlier you asked?
I've just had in past
Matt.
bands I've just had the most horrible luck I've had in bands throughout my whole life is drummers usually. So when you find a drummer that actually works, it's just like, wow, it's a miracle.
Bass players have been the bane of my existence, and Glenn, as a drummer standpoint, you have to be locked into the bass player. That's the whole thing. Being a drummer, that's the whole point of it. There's never even been a point when we've rehearsed or whatever too that Glenn and I have not been on the same page. I don't even pay attention to Glenn in a good way. It's not like I ignore him, but anytime I do anything, Glenn's like, "Oh yeah, that's what's happening. All right, we're gonna play this." I haven't even addressed Glenn. There's never been a time in the entire time we rehearsed where I was like, hey, Glenn, this rhythm is this or whatever. No, we are always on the same page. Like, it's impressive.
How sweet.
No, we got to.
Is that really what you're saying to that? I'm giving you like the ultimate
No, I
compliment.
know. No, I appreciate it. I'm just trying not to be weird. Like,
yeah, you're making it weird, man.
I feel like we're all just making it super weird by complimenting each other.
I feel like we're.
Let's not do that anymore.
I'm gonna say anything else. All right. What was the question again?
No, moving on. So we.
Feel free to compliment me. I've had a long day. So yeah.
Matt, what happened today?
Matt, your hat looks really good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give Matt a compliment. I mean, like I said,
Don't actually do it.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Matt's a good guy, dude. We're really fortunate to have everybody in this band is, really.
You guys are more like a band of brothers. Like,
yeah.
I mean, because even on stage, you guys have stage presence. You guys kind of have each band. I feel like has a connection point. And I feel like that's what you're talking about, Matt. Like each band they have a connection, and so when you guys are on stage, man, you guys are able to pull off. Like, if one's on one corner, you guys are on the other end, you guys can just look at each other, change into a new song. The transitions are easy. I feel like some bands have trouble going from a hard song to a different kind of, it's our first caller.
Oh, shit.
Let me get him in here. You are live on AntmanVs with LoveSick Radio.
Hey, I would love to ask that drummer a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
what kind of drums do you play, man?
Like,
pretty good.
Pretty good, man.
Ask him about his Adam Lambert.
My drums.
Hey, wait.
Hey,
Another thing,
man.
How do you get the Adam Lambert hair you talked about earlier, man? I'm looking at a new hairdo, and I'm like looking at pictures. I'm like, the bird, I'm in. The AB? Yeah.
So, caller, that I don't know. My drums are Pearl Crystal Beats. They are an acrylic kit that sounds fucking fantastic. And if Pearl ever listens to this, I will say nothing otherwise because they are great. My cymbals are Meinl Byzance. Thank you, Meinl, for all of your support. My hair is sponsored.
You are live on AntmanVs.
Hey, what's up there, Ant-Man?
Oh, shit. It's not somebody who's sitting on the fucking table. That's great.
Hello? We can't hear you.
What's going on,
We
Bird?
can hear you. Dave, this is the first time we put on his goddamn headphones.
Hello?
Now you can hear me?
We can hear you now.
Ant, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's up, buddy? I'm back, man. I can do call-ins now. I got a phone, I got a headphone. I'm about to go outside and sit and smoke, as you would say.
Are you going to shit outside? Is that what you just said?
If that's what you want to call it, sir, who are you?
Drummer Matt.
I am Drummer Matt, yes.
Yeah, Drummer Matt from LoveSick Radio, Jay.
Oh, so you're a drummer. You're one of those guys that does everything in fours, right? Everything's in 4-beat, right?
Not everything.
What band is this? I was in the shower and I couldn't hear it very well.
LoveSick Radio, my good sir.
In the shower to you guys.
Whoa.
Oh, I've heard these guys. They're pretty good.
You're touching yourself in the shower and getting on this podcast? Good for you.
Because I thought your voice was sexy.
This guy's funny.
With you, man.
I like this guy.
My name is Bird. I was on this show for a while. But
Oh, yeah.
I'll be back.
He'll be back. Yep, he started out the show. He was hanging out, and he had to go handle some stuff.
I got to find some people to talk to, but you guys are first.
Thanks, man. Thanks for giving us a call.
Well, thank you for calling in, Bird. I appreciate you listening to us in the shower.
Hey, well, I'm going to listen to you anywhere I can, sir. So, yeah, I'm going to I got some smoking to do, but, yeah, I'll call you once a week because I'm off on this night. So we'll talk for about 10 minutes if you have any questions.
Right on, man. Sounds good, dude. Thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. I love you.
I love you too, man. Later. So that's what happens. We get random calls on the show. They're showering during the show and, whatever. And
Scrubbing your balls. LoveSick Radio.
Yeah. with drummer Matt.
Drummer Matt.
I love how Dave was so upset with what I was saying and was scrubbing balls.
So
Dave
we
always scrubs his balls to what drummer Matt's saying.
Yeah, right. Everybody does, and the whole. I call everybody in the band on a 5-way call every time I take a shower. It's good.
Who's the fifth person?
4-way call.
If
No,
you're
it
calling
would-
everybody in
it
the
would be a
band.
five-way
Would it be
call
a
'cause there's
five-way?
5 people.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I guess it depends.
That
Are
makes
you
sense.
incling me or not including me?
I was
That
not
was
including
a
you in the
silly
call,
thing
'cause
to
you're
say.
so
making
then
the
I guess a
phone call.
4-way
almost as-
call then.
It was almost as silly as that time you didn't know pigs were mammals.
And
That's true, didn't it?
we're doing band math with
That's very
LoveSick
true.
Radio, brought to you by. So hanging out live with LoveSick
Brought to you by
Radio.
Texas Instruments.
Yeah, Texas Instruments, right. So you guys, what are some of the upcoming shows you guys got going on?
We are playing our next. Like I said, we're taking some time to make some new music and do some recording. And our next show in Columbus, Ohio, will be with Boboflex on New Year's Eve at the Arusa Villa.
What can people expect from the new music that you guys coming out? I mean, is it typical LoveSick, or are they gonna be able? Are they gonna get like smacked in the head with something totally different they're not gonna foresee?
It's rock and roll. We're trying to raise the bar of what we can do. It's rowdy. It's energetic. It's in your face. It's gonna be really good. Great vocals, killer bass, great drums.
Yeah.
Okay guitar playing.
Shit, guitar playing. Let's be honest.
What the shit? Why
Hey.
you gotta downplay the guitar player?
No, I'm just joking.
So good.
Oh, thanks, man. No, it's really good. The 2 songs we worked on today turned out really great. We're gonna mix them soon, probably next week, and put something out shortly.
You guys' first release is actually up right now on iTunes. Hooray, She Got Her Way.
And so is her second. Tell me why.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was
Yeah.
looking for that. I didn't
Yeah.
see that on social media. My bad.
No, you're fine, dude.
Oh,
It's,
it's such a great tune.
Thanks, man. No, it's check them out. You go to iTunes or the Spotify's, anywhere you listen or stream music or download music, you'll be able to find us.
Right on. So, what is it like being in a band? You guys have personal lives outside of the band? I mean, you guys have like wives, kids. Is it, traveling and stuff like that? What's
My phone, we're all about dropping phones.
right?
No, I think our life is this band and making it as big as possible.
Yeah. You guys find that relationships get into it, like being on the road at all? Does anybody in the band have a wife or a long-term girlfriend that they keep in touch with on the road?
We all do. We're all betrothed.
Those are not things. So let's. All right. This is visual. So single, both sexually single, single as well, super single, kind of single. And then Troy is betrothed, but his wife is fantastic.
I actually bumped into her when they were walking out the back.
Holy shit, she's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Erin is the coolest fucking chick you'll ever run into. She is the greatest girl in the world. Like, she is so supportive and great. I
bet she's great. I hear she's great.
First off, I'm trying to
I hear she's
compliment
great.
somebody, and you guys are
Troy,
fucking
call in.
downplaying it. But either way, like, fantastic all around. But
And it's still even if you're single, it's still when you're out traveling and stuff, it can get a little difficult sometimes if you're like, like if you want to. What did I? I'm sorry. Did I?
not saying anything.
I thought I jumped in, but no.
No,
If
you're
you're,
good.
like I'm close with like my brothers and sisters, and I call my mom like every week, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You got to do that. So it's like, and I have, I mean, I have those, where when you're out and about and you're out playing on the road, it gets where
you
you
guys get
miss
homesick?
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you guys get homesick and all? Like, I mean, has there been a tour?
I have a cute little cat at home, that kind of stuff.
Has there been a tour where you guys have been like, man, this can just get over. Like now, I'm ready. This can be over.
I have
No.
2 cats and a girlfriend, so it's like, oh shit, like I'm.
Honey, watch the cat. I can go on
Yeah.
tour. For
Hey, girl,
Be on-
just watch the cats. It's great. Like, yeah, that's how
That's
I.
intoxicating.
A little bit. I don't. For me, I love being on the road. It's fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things like when you're out there, it's such a different life, and when you get back, you have to adjust to normal life. You know, especially when you've been gone for a while, and like, because everything is kind of like scheduled for you. You know?
Right.
Sound check at this time. You're traveling, and
Right.
I know it's fun.
That was what I loved about being over in China is it's like everything was set up for us basically. So
Not like the States
No,
at
it's-
all.
yeah, exactly.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so I've noticed, I've spoken with a lot of bands that say when they go overseas or they go anywhere other than anywhere in the States, it's not unlike any performance experience they've ever had in their life. And most people say that they would love to experience that as opposed to travel around the U.S. day to night and all that. But what is it for you guys? Like, what's the craziest experience you guys have had on the road?
I'm not gonna say
We can't
crazy.
say a lot of those.
You really
Can't share those
you can't
stories.
say
Yeah.
those
Crazy
stories?
experience. Well, it depends what you mean. I can tell a really funny story. What are you gonna give? What are you gonna tell? You wanna go first?
It was gonna be bullshit. Go ahead.
Okay. Well. Okay. We're in Boston. We're playing this.
Boston.
Boston.
We're playing
Wicked Boston.
There's a radio station called Kiss
Yep.
up there in Boston. We were playing one of
Kiss
the
FM.
yeah, exactly. We
Yep.
were doing one of the shows for them, and it was an amphitheater show, and we were playing. We're the first band on. We played our set. We were like, it was great. We had a song on the radio there. It was a hit there, and it was like we were celebrating. We were high on life and alcohol, probably.
and marijuana
No.
and cocaine.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, back to the story. So we're walking, we're having a great time. It's probably like halfway through the show, and Shaggy, do you remember Shaggy?
Shaggy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He was playing the event. He was playing the event too. And our driver at the time,
Mr. Lover.
exactly. Our driver at the time walked by him. All of a sudden, started compulsing and fell onto Shaggy. Because we were running late to get to the show, and he was like just trying to stay up, and he was like taking like those no
dose.
Plus, he
Oh,
was
man.
doing coke. We come to find out.
Oh shit!
So it all had this negative effect as he's passing.
He
it, and
just crashed.
and he fell right on him.
Oh,
You fell on Shaggy?
Yeah.
Shaggy.
So that was embarrassing, And then we had to the next day we had to leave. We're like. We didn't have a driver for our bus, so we had to all rent this. Like we're in this small ass car because somebody was flying in to get the bus and drive it back with our equipment. But we had to take the small car and drive all the way to Ohio from Boston.
wow!
Yeah, I got more stories that are worse, but that's
All
the one I
five
went
of
with.
you, all five of you, crammed in a small car, all the way from there to here.
It was an interesting time.
I can't even comment on that show like right now. Like that's so.
Because you weren't in the band yet.
I wasn't in the band, but a passed out, coked out driver is just like.
And then another time, we're.
Please go ahead.
We just played. We just opened up for Bon Jovi and Kid Rock at Meadowlands Stadium, and we had another show to do, sponsored by this radio station. It was somewhere in New York. I'm forgetting the place though. Anyway, so we play our show. I was rooming with our sound guy because he basically showered at night, and I was able to shower in the morning. Then had all the bathroom time I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Dave takes a while for his hair. It's so gorgeous.
Thank you. Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie.
So it's bus call was like at 10. I'm out there like 5 till 10, walking. Had my little suitcase, my guitar,
His Hello Kitty suitcase.
my Hello Kitty suitcase, my guitar, my Hello Kitty guitar. No, and I'm looking at the trailer of our vehicle, and the trailer is facing. It was like on the left-hand side. It was facing left, not straight. It was facing the wrong direction that the trailer's going. And I'm like, what the hell happened to our? What happened? And then our bass player, everybody's walking down. I'm like, what happened? I went to bed early. It wasn't early. It was like 2:00.
Yeah, right.
Because we have to drive the next day somewhere. And I was like, what happened to the thing? And then our bass player comes down. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, what are you talking? That is not fine. There's nothing fine about that. It's like apparently he got drunk and him and our merch guy tried to take the van and trailer through a Wendy's drive-through.
What the fuck?
And it wouldn't fit. So they just kept apparently pressing the gas on until it did fit and got around. And so and they drove back with it.
Serious?
Yeah,
They drove back with it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's like that's gonna shoot off the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So we had a whole debacle.
Dave had told us so many great stories.
Lost their bass player in China.
Lost the bass player.
Not me.
Different bass player. Before we had
Crying bass
responsible
player.
Glenn.
All the bass player stories. They're so good.
What happened to our bass player?
Because it's so good because it's not drummer stories. And that's honestly the biggest thing in the world. Because typically all the things are like, our drummer
It's
did
always
this.
a drummer story. You're right.
Right? Thank you, Matt.
Typically.
Like, it's always
Oh,
a
man.
fucking drummer story.
We
It's not.
have good drummer stories too, but they're not as like funny. But no, it's just like it was a time.
It was a time.
Time in the world.
So, speaking of a time, so OJ got thrown on a Vegas hotel. He hasn't even been out of jail 2 weeks, and he already got thrown out of the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas Wednesday night after being allegedly wasted and then becoming extremely unruly with patrons at the bar. Simpson had been frequently at bars and hotels since his release from prison, but hotel staff told us that around midnight last night, Simpson got a little too drunk and became disruptive after throwing chips, grabbing people's money chips and throwing them at them. Also, he made his Twitter debut by having his first photo, other than the one that they got of him in the car leaving the prison, being escorted out by security from the hotel. So security showed up and removed Simpson from the hotel, and we're told that Simpson was nice to the responding security guards, and we're told that he's been permanently banned from the Cosmopolitan. So he's not going to be back. So I don't know. And
It's crazy.
also, Matt, Mr. Drummer Matt, you're going to be mad at me. Louis C.K. has been accused of masturbating in front of women, and he's one of my biggest comedic idols. Like, I mean,
He's hilarious.
This is horrible.
This is a weird move too.
Yeah.
That was the Harvey Weinstein move. Like,
Of all the things you could do.
That was part
Yeah.
of his routine, though. When he would do stand up, he would joke about doing
Yeah.
that, like all
Yeah.
the time.
Did
So
honestly do that.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
really
I
did
couldn't
it.
imagine like going to like a random woman like, hey,
I can't even
remember blah
There's
blah
some
blah.
women that aren't even like that attractive. I mean, you gotta have beer goggles on to even have that kind of testicular fortitude. Come on.
Here's the thing. Like, I used to do stand up.
I bet that was great.
It was. Fuck you, Glenn. It was
so-
actually really funny.
Let's hear it right now.
No.
I got a joke for you. So
Matt,
there's
stand
a blonde and brunette talking, and the blonde's like, my husband has really bad dandruff. I don't know what to do. And the brunette's like, have you tried Head and Shoulders? And the blonde's like, how do you do shoulders?
Wow. Wow.
I didn't write that.
I-
That was from
I-
Matt's
I-
stand-up.
I don't even have the courage to bring the microphone in my face right now. I'm just
So it turns out
here.
Louis
This is why I'm
C.K.
holding it.
5 women claim that he either masturbated in front of them, he asked to expose himself, or masturbated on the phone with them during conference calls.
Wait, how would you know?
Well, presumably he
I don't
told them,
know.
or they heard the noise.
What's
I
this?
mean,
I don't know. Yeah, the woman went to on the
Somebody do
record
the
with
noise.
the New York Times, and allegedly behavior goes back at least a decade. Courtney Cox
At
and
least
David
a
Arquette.
decade.
David Arquette confirmed that they were notified of one alleged incident. An actress on the show they were producing claims CK asked if he could masturbate in front of her. Cox told the New York Times as well that what happened to Rebecca Corey on the set of was awful. Corey stayed on the show, the mid-nightly news. CK was only a guest star on the show. CK's rep declined to comment to the New York Times, but CK canceled the Thursday night premiere of his new movie, I Love You, Daddy. The film features a character who pretends to masturbate at length in front of other people. So,
It doesn't look great.
doesn't look good.
No.
I wonder
He-
if he was thinking like, when all these other allegations are coming out of her, everybody's like, man, my days are numbered.
Hey, oh man, John Hillerman. You guys remember Magnum P.I., right?
Yeah.
When we were
I don't.
kids. John Hillerman died today.
He's one of my favorite comedians.
Oh, we're gonna open
just,
up the
it's
phone line.
sad.
Wait, who was he in Magnum
God
PI?
damn it. All right,
He
here
was
we go.
Higgins.
Call
I've never
in.
actually seen that show.
This is Ant-Man Versus. You're on the phone with LoveSick Radio.
Oh, shit.
Hello.
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 Hola.
Who are we talking to?
My name is Teresa, a.k.a. Smurfy78.
Oh, Smurfy!
Smurfy! I love Smurfy.
What's going on, Smurfy? How are you tonight?
Can I tell you a story about Smurfy?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm fan-freaking-tastic.
Smurfy's the best.
Can I share a story?
Sure, of course.
Smurfy's been to like 100 and... How many shows have you been to?
171.
171 shows.
So specific.
Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible.
I mean, we're like, this is what I was talking about earlier, how lucky we are to have like people like this in our
Does
lives.
she have a lovesick tattoo yet?
No.
Oh.
Not that I'm aware of, do you?
I'll give it.
No.
Do you want to get one,
I
Smurfy?
borderline have Parkinson's, so it's not going to go well.
I'll pay for you if you get
Smurfy, if you get a
shows.
lovesick tattoo, we will come and film it and put it out there live on the band page for
Yeah.
That could happen.
Oh,
what?
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Perfect. Anyway, so you're live here with LoveSick Radio. How you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. I just wanted to call in and say hey to the guys and say how much I love LoveSick Radio.
Oh, you're so awesome.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
We're glad you called because we're like, man, nobody likes us. I'm just joking.
Do you have any questions for him, Smurfy?
Work tonight. I just got home.
Oh. Is there anything you want to know about us that you've been afraid to ask?
Yeah, give us a very specific question.
Like how many drinks has drummer Matt
I don't
had?
know. I think I know some pretty.
I don't
things
feel like my
already.
alcoholism should.
As he stutters.
And slurs his words.
Fuck y'all.
What were you going to say, Smurfy? Sorry.
Let's see. Questions. Anything exciting happen in China that I didn't hear about?
Well, this is really exciting. Me and Matt the guitar player Matt, we were at a buffet at the hotel.
Buffet.
And we're trying fish that had eyeballs in it still.
The fish actually started crying while they were eating it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like it was pretty good though.
Yeah, it was really
like the person like mixed it with some like seasoning.
Yeah, it was
They use
really
seasoning
tasty.
when they cook. That's weird.
The fish was so sad.
Yeah.
You ate Finding Nemo.
So that wasn't
you
wasn't that exciting a story though, was it, Matt? No.
Story.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Tragedy.
you had to be there. If you were there,
wait.
it was kind of
Our
exciting.
taste
I mean,
buds are excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell you
Well,
something.
there is an exciting story. Remember, you guys played with kittens one night.
What?
We did?
I missed this.
Yeah, you told me that you went out in the street and you found some kittens.
Oh, we found a cat. Oh, there was this cat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there were multiple
No,
kittens.
just one
I was
cat.
really upset because I went to
As in
sleep
who?
and I wanted to.
Cats or chicks?
Cats. C-A-T.
Well,
Random chicks in the street.
This is the worst rock band interview in the world. Oh, we just petted cats for a while. It
Hey,
was a really good.
It doesn't get
time.
much more
Hey.
deadly than this band. Let me tell you something.
We did
Rock and roll does have a soft side. Just saying.
Oh my god. We're the Richard Marx.
Yes.
Somebody got to be the Richard Marx of rock and roll.
right. Wow.
Aren't you glad you called in?
I can't even right now.
I'm super glad when I called in. Yeah. I'm so well.
Teresa, you're the best.
So you would
Thank
really
so
get a
much.
tattoo, and if they filmed it? You're like, no.
The what is it?
You'd really get a tattoo, a LoveSick Radio
I
tattoo?
admit- Why not?
Where would you get it at? Like your where'd
Wait,
be the tattoo
do you have
place?
tattoos now, Smurfy?
I do.
Okay.
I have 6.
Okay, so
Yes, she does.
you would have to find a strategic spot for a LoveSick Radio, tattoo.
Probably on my arm,
Yeah.
like
Nice.
my inner forearm,
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Perfect spot.
right?
Yeah.
How did it work?
If you got real
There you go.
sad after a while, it would be awesome. If you were really happy, also awesome. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, we got another caller here.
We'll miss you, Smurfy.
Hi, Smurfy.
I love you, Smurfy.
Bye bye.
See you guys soon.
Okay.
Cool.
Bye.
See you.
Love
Bye.
you.
Love you.
Bye.
All right. Whoa. Well, that caller needs to call back because they just hung up.
Oh.
Sorry, Smurfy.
Oh shit! Try it back again.
See, I think what it was is
Drummer
they
Matt
hit
needs
a
to
tunnel.
stop.
They hit a tunnel and lost service.
That's always what the
Caller, call back.
Perfectly fine.
So I think that would be awesome, dude. We could get Smurfy to get a tattoo. We'd come out. We'd come out. MFP would come out and film it, and then we could put it on the band page. And then what we could do is like a LoveSick Radio tattoo, and then whatever number of shows that she's hit by the time she gets the tattoo, you get that number in the tattoo. So it's like show 200.
Yeah.
Then you get the tattoo.
Hope you're
And then
listening,
you get-
Smurfy. These are all great ideas.
Yeah, she has been to so many shows.
You guys hit show
She's
200.
so supportive. It's so great.
You guys get to hit show 200, get her the tattoo, and then autograph it and get the autographs with all. Boom.
Ooh, I better work on my handwriting.
You better write on it. Yeah, Glenn.
I look like Michael J. Fox writing.
How
his
come the
signature.
bass players always give the worst signatures?
It's
I always wondered.
It's inherited in their DNA.
You saying something bad about my parents?
No, I said never mind. I said
Glenn's a
parents.
dinosaur.
So, what is the funnest thing for you guys? You guys have done tours, you guys have done the albums, but when you guys really sit down and think about it, what is it that makes you guys whole at the end of the day? Like, what do you guys do in your spare time? I mean, when you're not LoveSick Radio, you guys spend so much time being LoveSick Radio, but what do you guys do besides pet kittens?
For me, I'm boring. I work out and I write music. That's what I do. That's my spare time.
Look at those guns.
But yeah, for me. It's it. What about you, Glenn? What gets your movie? I go to movies, I guess.
No, I'm not a big movie guy. Well, I go to school. It's not fun.
For rock.
No, unfortunately.
To rock harder.
And then I play video games.
Yeah.
And play guitar, and that's the extent of what I do.
So we have
That makes me whole.
We have very exciting lives here.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Like 3 things that we do.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt? Guitar player.
What about the
Matt?
Mats?
I do. This is crazy, guys, but I do a lot of guitar playing when I'm not doing band stuff also. So I play a lot of guitar. You never would have guessed that. But I do that, and then I hang out with friends and family and all that stuff, and just like.
Do you like watching movies, Matt?
I do like watching movies.
What's your favorite movie?
One favorite movie? There's like a bazillion movies.
Citizen Kane.
What's your favorite movie?
Yeah.
Top.
I don't
Go.
have like a favorite movie. If there's like a bazillion trillion movies out there.
Let's give me a first movie pops in your head that you enjoy.
I enjoy bazillions.
Yeah, but there has to be. You don't enjoy like, hey, I like this movie. Like
trillions.
Hey, I like Wayne's World. Like, or like
I love.
Almost
well, the other
Famous.
night I watched Harold and Kumar escape Guantanamo Bay.
Did you like it?
I love that movie. It's
Oh, yeah.
classic.
I like the Christmas one.
Yeah.
The Christmas one was really good. Yeah, like, but I don't know. Just when I'm not playing out, I like to kind of just chill a lot and not live a really crazy lifestyle because the band lifestyle is kind of crazy. So when I'm not playing, I like to, take it down a notch.
How about you, Matt, drummer? Or drummer Matt? Sorry.
Drummer Matt.
He likes to bring his own cocktails to parties.
I see that. Yeah, he's the only one. He should have been responsible for drinks this evening.
He likes to a nice a plate of cheese, like crackers.
Shrimp cocktail.
Am I right?
Crumpets and tea.
Crumpet and tea.
I like.
No,
to
that's
knit.
David's thing because he's British.
That's right.
Yeah. I like to knit. I knit.
You really knit? Like seriously?
No.
What do you seriously? What do you enjoy?
What do you enjoy?
Like
No,
what's a time off? What like if you're home, you open up a nice apple brew. You're kicking back on the couch. You got the ottoman pulled up. Your feet are up.
I'm a big. I'm a huge gamer. Gamer's a real thing.
Like Monopoly, Clue. What's your poison?
Monopoly is typically a thing. No, no, not at all. No, I do a lot of video gaming
Jenga?
and card gaming. I mean, I do. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I want to do a lot of Magic the Gathering, and I do. Yeah. Fuck you.
The Gathering. Is that like one of those
You don't even
Dungeons
know.
and Dragons?
Yeah.
I do
basically.
D&D.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah. I
Did
played-
you? Was there?
Don't you all fucking say really in this middle of this
Magic?
conversation?
Dude,
Like,
I never would have guessed
I do
that.
Magic. I do D&D. Yeah,
I never would
absolutely.
have guessed it.
I'm nerdy as fuck. Yeah. it's
Wait,
terrible.
magic as in I watch this cup.
He's got
Where's
Pikachu.
your-
No, it's a
that-
whole
no,
different
no,
kind of
no,
magic.
no, no.
It's a magic
Magic the Gathering.
thing.
Magic
What is
the Gathering.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
That has wizards. Was there a movie? What was the one they made a movie
my
of?
card's got 6 whatever attack, and your card's got like 9 whatever shield. So I'm gonna take out your guy, or I don't know.
Pretty similar.
It's like a lifestyle.
know.
Like people like
I tried to understand
really get into it.
I
No,
tried to understand.
It's a lifestyle. What?
It is.
It's a whole lifestyle. Yeah, like they you can like
Yeah, I've been
travel for it. And
I'm
everything.
nerdy as fuck. You don't even know.
So not
Well, we
half.
do now.
Not half as nerdy as the group that gathered in Goodale Park last week to do the Pokemon Go Yell.
What?
That
The
game
what?
still exists.
They created an actual event for Goodale Park last 2 weekends ago, and they had a bunch of anime characters running around the park yelling their favorite phrases.
No.
And they actually, so that went down. That actually happened here in Columbus. Like,
Hey, whatever makes you happy.
I
you know what I
guess,
mean?
right? I
Yeah,
guess.
that's
As
what
long
I'm
as
about.
it's not that.
No, even that. I mean, it's cool. Like, it doesn't affect my life one way or another. So
I mean, I played Pokemon Go when it came out.
What?
Fuck yeah, I did.
so
And then
is that where you like drove around to try to find?
No,
where
and
the
then I
dudes were?
realized like, oh shit, this is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
It's so
and,
fucking stupid. So many people died playing that game.
yeah.
So many people died.
People got
Dude,
mugged.
Yeah,
people
people
like,
actually
walk
died.
off of cliffs to
Yeah.
try to find these dumbass Pokemon.
So-
and they die.
Intention.
Like that's
How many
natural
people?
selection.
There's
That's
no.
natural selection.
There's no way in hell that many people walked off cliffs, Glenn.
Dude,
A
it's
drum-
Your
true.
news sources are bullshit.
Hey, drummer Matt, it really
Hey, man.
happened, bro. 10 people
Yeah.
actually did die.
10 people.
Yeah.
Then that's natural selection.
That is
yeah,
natural
I agree.
selection.
I agree.
Those people
I
did
agree.
not need to
They
exist.
didn't. No, exactly. I
Thank
agree.
you, Glenn. All right.
I'm
fair
sorry to
enough.
their families if they're watching right now, but
They're not.
let's be
they're-
real about who they were.
You guys are being a bit harsh, though.
You guys are, yeah.
Just a
I mean,
Matt,
yeah.
You can like whatever you want.
He's the passionate one of the group, obviously.
Yeah.
Guitar
Well, no.
Matt is the soft-hearted one of the
He's
the band. It
super
seems
so-
like
He is seriously.
Matt's
got a bit of a bleeding.
The
He
Ro-
has the most
the
flaccid heart
Romeo.
here.
The most. Did you say the most flaccid?
Flaccid?
Wait,
Well, I
what?
could argue that
Wait.
one.
Soft heart.
Was that? Did you say? Who said flaccid?
Uh-oh.
He's talking about his heart, man. What are you trying to talk
This
about?
is the best interview.
And
that
how
you've
how
ever
would
done.
these guys know these things?
Oh, man.
Because you're
guys are-
pantsless, Matt. It's
And I
obvious.
slept in the same bed with you in Vegas.
Yeah. Drummer
Well,
Matt-
yeah, I was
Drummer Matt
very
knows every
flaccid. You're
curve of your
right.
body.
Any,
that
anytime we
bed in
travel, we
Vegas.
put the mats together.
Yeah.
On the way to China, the mats are together, and anywhere we go, they're together.
So you guys had a lot of your music strategically placed, and MTV picked up a lot of the music. What are some of the shows? Did you guys have a chance to check out some of the shows? I know My Super Sweet 16.
We were on that show.
You guys were actually on that.
Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
getting ready to say. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
were actually on that show. And what was that like for you guys?
It was pretty crazy. It's like, they set up this big, like birthday thing. We just had to perform, but it's funny because they tell this person how to be, and that's reality. Is TV is so fake. And
Yeah.
it's like you get to see that world of it, and like we were doing an interview at WNCI, and they had set it up so she would come and ask us on the air. But it was fun. It was a good time. It's weird. It was kind of weird watching the show, like a show that you would never watch. For me, I would never watch in a million years.
Yeah, it's like Teen Mom.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's which is the worst show in the effing world.
Well,
Because
No.
Dave is responsible for half of those episodes.
No, that's Team Mum.
yeah, Teen Mom.
Actually, I think they're going like next year. They're going to.
Yeah.
It's going to be British.
It is.
Oh, cool.
Yes, unfortunately.
They ran out of unwedded couples.
You're never gonna run out.
Well, Honey Boo Boo's on a weight plan, so they're not gonna be able to do that. They're not gonna
She
be able
lost
to do
a
that
ton of
again.
weight, right?
I'm really
Yeah,
upset
her
by
mom
that.
too.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
her mom.
Oh wait, the kid lost weight too.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Both of them got on a weight plan. The mom had the stomach gastric bypass surgery or whatever.
That's
and,
crazy.
Yeah. So and then her dude filed for divorce after she got the surgery. So it's funny stuff. But so you guys have had in the top 50 Billboard pop chart, "Boys Don't Matter."
Yes.
That's my favorite song that we play.
Yeah.
That's a great tune.
It is a great tune, and I wanted to know where you guys' inspiration for that song came from.
That song was actually written about. We got a message on I think it was actually MySpace of all spaces, and about this girl who was a fan of the band. She's like, when I listen to you guys, school doesn't matter, work doesn't matter, boys don't matter, and she went on to talk about how she was in this abusive relationship. So that song's written about her perspective and this relationship, because lyrically it's very it's about an abusive relationship, and it's a very dark lyric, but in a pop too.
It is.
So it was kind of it was
Such
fun.
a happy song.
Yeah.
Kinda.
A lot of people don't really pick up on it unless they really listen to the lyrics. They're just like, oh, empowerment and all that kind of stuff. But it's listen, it's a story about this girl. She probably doesn't even know. It's about her.
What is the hardest part about being Lovesick Radio for each of you?
Probably dealing with me.
I would agree wholeheartedly.
Dealing with David.
I would agree wholeheartedly.
I don't know if there's nothing hard for me. I don't know about you guys.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Matt.
I mean,
Matt's.
The paparazzi's constantly following
Yeah,
us
I'm
around.
being dick. No, this is it's great. Ever since I joined the band, everything has been fantastic. Dave is obviously the mastermind behind a lot of the stuff. Troy is now writing lyrics to a lot of the stuff. It's everything that I want to be in right now. The direction that the band is going is fantastic. Obviously from pop punk to really raw rock right now. It's exactly what I would like to do with music, and
You are. You're doing it.
I'm having a great time. Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's great about this band is everybody's really talented, and as it progresses and grows, everybody's contribution is just going to grow and become more and more what the sound is.
What are you guys'
Sorry, Matt, I interrupted
Sorry,
you.
Matt.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
go ahead,
okay.
Matt.
What were you going to say?
Oh no, I really dig the music also too. And also I really dig being in a 2-guitar player band, because it's been a while since I've done that, and it's cool because it lets me, have it kind of I learn more from it, and I also get to break out and do more things and stuff like that. It's if you're in a 1-guitar player band and you're holding down rhythm and lead and going back and forth, you don't get to. It's hard to explain, but you don't get to you're just kind of more confined, a little bit sometimes.
From a neutral standpoint, it's great because both Dave and Matt are insanely good guitar players, and it's good to sit there and go, all right, I'm gonna take rhythm on this song, you're gonna take lead. I'm gonna take lead on this song, you're gonna take rhythm, and both of them just incredible tone, incredible playing, incredible talent. And it doesn't matter who plays the part; they both sound fantastic every single time.
Welcome to Ass Kiss Hour with Lovesick Radio.
Thank you.
For only $39.95, you can have drummer Matt kiss your ass. No, but
I'm gonna shit in all your mouths.
So what were some of you guys' influences? Old records, tapes. Which ones growing up were influential for you?
I think
guys?
Glenn should start this one. What do you think, Glenn? How about you? Who's an influence for Glenn?
Records, tapes, anything that you can remember.
I have a lot of influences.
What was your first?
My first influence?
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
Yeah. Shout the Devil.
Yeah, Shout the Devil.
Wow.
That was what made me want to play.
Great record. I think the first Motley song I really heard was Wild Side.
That's
or
a great
Dr.
song.
Feelgood. Primal Scream is awesome.
Yeah.
That is a good
I love
song.
that tune. Favorite
Great
Motley
song.
Crue song, everybody, really quick. Matt, go.
My favorite known Motley Crue or my favorite
This
rarity?
it doesn't matter. Just Motley Crue song.
Okay, my favorite rare Motley Crue song is Starry Eyes. My favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's on their first record.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my favorite, one of their bigger ones, Slice of Your Pie. That's a really good song.
Okay.
I like that one.
How about you?
So going way back, I was born '83. So coming up in that. So Motley Crue, I would have to say Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, good record
for me, because that was around time.
That's when I first started here on too.
That's
Yeah,
when I remember.
Matt, drummer Matt.
Drum wise, Can't Start My Heart is fucking great.
That is a great song.
Like for drums,
Yeah.
like just looking at my instrument, like the whole intro of that song is a giant clusterfuck. Like it's so hard to find time in the beginning of that song and to be able to like rock it through. And I know it's like a radio hit, like it's not.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
Oh, it's a great song. Like it's a good time.
So do you guys, when you guys talk about music, you guys talk about being on stage, and you guys have been so many places. Do you guys still get nervous? Does that nerve bug still get you guys before you get on stage?
I don't really get nervous. I'm pretty relaxed. I'll get excited. So that's what, I guess maybe it's nervous excitement. I don't know. But before we go to shit, I can't wait to go on stage.
Yeah.
I don't really get nervous anymore. It's more anticipation.
I was jealous of Dave and Glenn and Troy and Matt. Like when we were about to jump on the stage in China, there was like I'm just saying there's like 60 or 70,000 people out there just hanging out waiting for it. And like at least from my perspective, everyone else but me was like, hey, we're about to go play this
cool
show.
As a cucumber.
Everybody was so cool, and I was like borderline panic attacky, and like, I'm not in a bad way. Like
picture them all naked.
Dude, it's harder to play in front of less people than more people to me. Like, if you had to play in front of 3 people, that sucks.
I was going to ask you. Yeah. A closed circuit venue or 70,000 people. I don't know.
Those are both similar. Like, it's just like you were so exposed for 3 people, and you were also performing for 70,000. It was like I wasn't afraid because it was 70,000. It was just like. The anticipation was more so. It wasn't me being nervous because the minute that I sat in front of the kit, there was no. I had nothing. Like I was just like, I'm playing these songs. Here's what we're doing. Like, it had nothing to do with that. But like, the anticipation, I guess, was more incredible than the actual show itself. Because when we went out there. We did exactly what we needed to do. We blended. We were all on the same page. We had a great time. Having a stage that big and seeing Dave and Matt and Glenn just literally run around. Like you have the ability to run 30 or 40 feet from where you were standing and do whatever you needed to do. It was a great feeling because typically when you're playing a club.
You only have so much space.
That's an understatement.
So
yeah,
it's like the hour was a super small stage.
Yeah,
especially with all those bands on there, the equipment. And
you guys made the best of it, though.
Oh my God! You guys switched positions.
Right.
It was so great.
Yeah.
Like Matt started singing from your microphone. I was like, oh shit! They switched positions. This is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
I was stuck.
You're stuck.
I had a 5-foot cable.
Really? Yeah. What the hell?
A 5-foot
I would let you borrow a longer one.
Yes, I would have given you a longer one. You had a 5-foot cable? That's exaggeration.
5 or 6 feet.
Oh, brutal. Yeah. Brutal. So
all mine are broken, dude.
Where can they pick up all your guys' stuff? I know it is LoveSick Radio Band on Facebook. Right?
Yeah, on Instagram it's LoveSick Radio. On Twitter it's LoveSick Radio. On Farmer.com it's LoveSick Radio.
What is it on RedTube and Pornhub?
LoveSick Radio.
What was it? Jenga?
What? Okay. Twitter. Yeah, it's LoveSick Radio pretty much everywhere except for Facebook's LoveSick Radio Band. And LoveSickRadio.com, all that good stuff.
What do you guys got coming up?
Right now, like for the rest of this year, which is, we have the rest of November, December, we're writing and recording, and we only have doing very sparse shows.
You guys want to take another call?
Yeah,
fuck yes, we will.
Yeah,
sure. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! You're on live with LoveSick Radio. What's going on?
Hello.
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 We're here.
Hi.
Who are we talking to?
This is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great.
We're good.
You're on live with LoveSick Radio. Do you have anything you would like to ask them?
Oh my gosh. I'm like watching you guys live on the internet, and it must be like some backlog thing because it's not real time, but...
There's about a 3-second delay. It's about 3 to 5 second
Okay.
delay.
Because I have enough time to make a drink between your comments.
Right. Valid. Well, I'm enjoying myself watching you guys. It's kind of fun. I've only seen you guys all together playing live, and I'm excited. I have a few questions.
Okay.
Few questions. I'm so excited.
How many
Get
questions?
him,
is
get
a few?
him, Jackie,
Yeah,
get
I
him.
have a few, and then like one comment.
We're ready.
Okay.
Is it about Matt's Adam
All right.
Lambert hair?
All right, cool.
Fuck you, Glenn.
What?
Is it about Adam?
Lambert's
drummer
Matt.
Matt's hairstyle.
Matt?
Yeah.
No, not the comments. No.
Okay.
I mean, I could give you some insight into that process. But,
It takes so long.
I love it.
okay, so we know how Dave and drummer Matt met. So how did everybody else meet?
Well, Matt and Glenn met on Tinder.
That's true. We matched.
This
Matt started like sending me really inappropriate messages.
A lot of pics.
Super.
Be quiet.
They were impressive, though. I saw them. Glenn showed me.
No, it's one of those things like we've kind of known each other for a while, known about each other, and me and Matt connected, guitar player Matt connected
did connect. I saw
on the internet, and we started talking about guitars and rock and roll.
All these were internet things.
Yeah, it's the future. We're living in the '90s now. People communicate.
Yeah.
What's your next question?
What shoes is Glenn wearing?
I'm wearing
Show them in the computer.
some brown leather boots right now.
Where are they from?
Where can I put my
Not
feet?
the suede pointy
Not the
ones.
suede. No, definitely not the suede.
I'm so excited about the suede
Brown
shoes.
leather boots. It's definitely not
The
the
boots
suede.
with the tassels. They were so
Oh,
sexy.
they're beautiful.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Some guy at Del Rosa stepped on them.
Did you just
Oh,
knock
did
him out?
you fucking kick him in the face?
I wanted to.
Kick him right in the fucking
I'm not
face.
a violent person.
Yeah.
If
Just some
you
thought.
stepped on my suede shoes, I would kick somebody in the face.
So that's 2. What's your third question?
Oh, it's valid. What is the most interesting thing you all have learned about each other since being together?
That's so deep.
Glenn?
Would that
oh,
be
shit.
Glenn, do you answer this one?
Yeah, I know it's vague. It's vague for a reason.
Would it?
I'm
Because
scared
if you
right
learned
now.
a different thing from each person, then that's like a 5-part question.
Oh,
per
so many
member.
questions. Yeah.
So that's
Okay,
like 20
all right,
questions.
So narrow it down.
That's a
okay, so LoveSick Radio collectively. So what is the most interesting?
We all.
What's the most interesting feeling you've had since being a part of LoveSick Radio?
Arousal.
That's a good one.
I'll take my turn and go after these guys go. But I'm thinking about that.
It's when you put a group of people that are different personalities, but they all work together. It's like you see, everybody has their little things that they do. You're like, oh, okay, it's like Matt's the overthinker. Drummer Matt, he overthinks.
Fuck you.
Well, you said that earlier. I was just saying that's.
Oh,
the thing.
I'm super
Yeah.
overthinker. That's
It
that's a real thing.
It totally
That's
shows
Yeah.
through the whole interview.
Guitar player Matt, he's always a little bit late.
Fashionably
a
late.
little bit.
A little bit.
Fashionably,
Be nice.
Fashionably late, man.
I'm just fucking with you, Matt.
You've
I love
had
you.
4 babies and you don't even know it.
I can be probably too blunt at times and don't know how to. I guess I don't know.
I would say too sarcastic.
Too sarcastic.
sometimes,
Yeah, both those.
Your bluntness comes out with sarcasm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Glenn, he plays it safe.
I do. That's true. Go ahead and
Play,
tell 'em.
he plays it on. He plays.
He's like, go ahead.
Plays it safe, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Troy. Troy's great, actually. I don't know what to say about Troy. Troy's not here. That's. The
I
worst thing
wish
about
I
Troy
could
right
talk shit about Troy.
Yeah, I know. We
in
haven't found
any
anything
way.
yet.
Like, there's not been any mention of Troy tonight because
Oh, his wife is amazing.
everything
Yeah.
about
Yeah, that's right. I've
it
heard
sucks. Like everything about Troy is awesome. Like Troy is a great person. His wife is great. Like it sucks because I can't talk shit about Troy. There's no way. Like I can't think of anything thing that I can talk shit about, and it makes me sad because I can talk shit about everybody else in the band.
What?
Well, apparently you do. Sounds like.
I do. You guys, you don't even know.
Did you say something positive?
About the band?
I heard that. Was that a question like, hey, well, what about a positive thing we've learned from each other?
Are we coming up with a positive thing?
Let's go with that.
Okay.
This, actually, I addressed it earlier. This whole band has actually made me a lot less planner-y, if that's a word.
Anal retentive?
Thanks for your insight. The moral of the story is like this entire band has actually chilled me out a lot to where I was I would be the person who would show up 4 hours early to a show and have a great time, and I would talk to the sound guy, I would talk to the side of stage guy, and it was great. But like the moral of the story is like Dave has actually really calmed me down in the ability to adjust to shows and the ability to, all right, this might be the exact situation that you want, but it's not. So deal with it. And I appreciate Dave for actually breaking me into that kind of standpoint. So
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
Here's a positive thing I have to say, and this is such a basic thing, but like in so many bands I've been in, it's been so difficult, and I've always been the one organizing everything, and it's been really difficult to get rehearsals. And in this band, we get together and we rehearse a lot, and we really put a lot into it, and that's a positive thing I've picked up. That we rehearse a lot, and that's why when we play a show, we just lay it all out, because it's like we're not just winging it on stage and like, oh, what's it do in the pre-chorus or whatever. Like we're well rehearsed, so that's a no-brainer. But hey,
I'm glad we're all on the same page. Like a lot of us are on the same page about a lot of stuff, which is great.
I concur.
That's a huge thing.
So,
Now, what's your comment, or is there another question?
Well, I have another question, Ron.
Okay.
You guys played out El Rosa recently, and you're playing there for New Year's Eve. What would you, like having two shows in the same venue so close to each other, what would you do anything differently?
I think there's gonna be some different clothing we're gonna be wearing.
Different clothing?
Yeah. And then we might.
Glenn's buying new shoes.
We might debut some new music. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully there will be new music.
Cross your fingers.
I will wear a singlet that is all bedazzled.
That would look cool.
What is that?
You don't even want to know.
A bedazzle?
A bedazzled singlet?
What's a singlet?
It's a
something. Something means one.
Caveman used to wear that.
Yeah, I'm not going to break down the Latin word of this, but
Urban Dictionary.
yeah, I mean,
There's
it's
a picture on
a
that.
single thing that.
Bedazzle?
Yeah, there's going to be sequins, there's going to be one piece, and there's going to be a lot of grapes carried in the wrong place. We all understand where things are going to go.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought that was the Halloween show. This is a New Year's Eve show, bro.
Yeah.
Wrong. Wild on
gate.
the right?
No, well, I guess it'll be glitter and champagne. Let's just,
no.
we're just going to, whatever.
Oh, no.
Either way, hopefully we'll have some new music. That's the moral of the story.
So what?
What were you saying, Collie?
I will end on my comment, and it's out of context about Louis C.K.
Uh-oh.
Is what the hell is wrong with masturbating on a conference call?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, if you're not paying attention, it's disrespectful.
I personally don't see anything. No.
If you're masturbating on a conference call, that's fine.
That's unprofessional.
If it's a
no,
it's a little unprofessional.
It's a little.
It's a lot unprofessional.
And nobody else is there, and nobody knows the other context. What the fuck's wrong with that?
Well,
you're fine at that point.
If Siri or the other Amazon, whatever what's the Amazon
Alexa,
yes. Like I guess as long as Alexa's not watching or listening, I guess maybe.
Alexa's not watching. The CIA's watching.
You just gotta be not stupid enough to do it in the presence of another person while they're watching you. Any
Unless
other
they're
time?
into that. Unless it's consensual.
Any
If it's
other
not
time,
consensual,
you're fine.
then we're
Consensual conference call masturbation. Brought to you by LoveSick Radio.
No, only brought to you by Matt.
No.
There's so many Matts. I'm not.
Guitar
happy
Matt.
with.
I meant guitar.
I mean,
Matt.
I can be into a couple kinky things consensually.
What kinky things could you do, Matt?
All the
I'm just
kinky
saying.
things.
Look what you started, Colin.
This is the
I want to know what kinky things you can do.
This is the best conversation that
No,
LoveSick
I mean,
Radio's ever had.
I could be into, but it only
Like
in
what?
consensual ways.
Name some
Well, I mean,
specifics.
Like what? A pinky up your ass? Like what's the
When
kinky?
we come back from the break, Matt's gonna be completely naked with a guitar covering his genitals, and it's gonna be great.
Oh.
I mean, let's get creative with it.
Get creative with it, she said. Hey, caller, how many times have you seen LoveSick Radio yourself?
Oh shoot. 3, 4,
3.
maybe.
What do you think so far? What do you think of LoveSick Radio as a fan?
As a fan,
Dum dum dum.
it's almost like each time, and my phone is echoing. I can hear my voice.
How about now?
It gets better almost, and I don't know if that's. I think I can only attribute that to having like met and known the guys a little bit more, and I respect them, and they're great people, and I enjoy it.
Please go on more about us.
They're fantastic.
We don't want to stop you. Well, thank you so much. You're
Thank you for
awesome.
calling in, caller.
Jackie. Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
Love you.
You guys take it easy. Have a good night.
You too.
Don't you mean take it
Bye-bye.
sleazy because you're kinky like Matt?
Oh man.
You have no
That's
idea.
the new album.
So you guys
Kinky
as
like
fans
Matt.
obviously
like
love
Matt.
you, man. That's pretty awesome that you guys have a deep connection with your fans like that. So not many bands or artists have that kind of connection, and I think that's pretty something unique. So one thing I wanted to ask you guys, man. We got about 9 minutes before we close out the show. We're gonna do douchebag criminals here in a little bit. I wanted to ask you guys, is there anybody that you guys want to shout out to tonight that might be listening or might hear this? Because we might not have a lot of viewers tonight, but we're going to have between probably 1,000 to 5,000 views on this.
Troy Brown.
Yeah.
Troy,
Thank you,
shout
Troy.
out
everybody
Troy.
that ever comes to see us or listens to the music. We can't name you all by name right now, but we love you.
Joel.
I'd like to give Buddha a shout out as well.
Teresa.
Buddha.
Buddha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Buddha.
We have so many really solid fans that we appreciate more than anything in the world.
Matt would like to thank Sam Adams. Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I don't even drink beer.
Is that Captain's you got in your bag there? I could tell.
Yeah, it's Captain and Coke.
I could tell by the cap.
What's that commercial they have now? He pulls his boat up and he's like, "Where do I sit my?" The boats really use keys.
Captain?
Yeah.
Captain?
Yeah.
Captain?
Captain.
Like,
Captain.
yeah.
Captain.
And you notice in the commercial, like there's no barrel, but he lifts his leg anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, you got to put your leg on something.
there's nothing there. Why are you just gonna? It doesn't even.
That's the
look right.
stance. That's how it works.
Whatever.
Pirates make the stance.
There's some issues with that commercial we have. Is all we're saying.
Douchebag criminals. This is where we find 3 criminals that are completely wasting our time and our space, and we get to run them under the bus. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
For sure.
Are we taking a break before this, or are we doing
We
this
can
right
take
now?
a break. We can take a break, drummer
I would
Matt.
like to take a minute break.
Okay. That's the first time I've ever had an interviewee request a break on my show. This close to the end of the show, so I'm
You
doing it
dick,
special
Matt.
for you. So we're gonna.
That-
We'll, it's okay. I got you.
You have sponsors, though.
I
They're
do.
great
I do.
sponsors.
I'll pay some bills. Yeah.
There's
I got
great
you.
sponsors who would like to be represented in this show.
We will
podcast, right?
I guess we'll do that, and we'll be right back with this after this. Let's go. Saturday, December 9th, 2017, Alarosa Villa. Big Smoke. Mike Bama. Jay Luke. Rich Regal. Big Poke. All under one roof with local support from Six Gun Justice, and DJ Cyrus Neutron is going to be spinning it all night long. Check out Lynette's Country Barbecue on the patio. Tickets are $17 in advance, $20 at the door. There's a $3 surcharge for anyone under 21. Make sure you drink and drive responsibly. 5055 Sinclair Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43229, man. See you guys there. Tickets are available, ticketfly.com.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Kings and queens and presidents, they all come and go. Serves this fits prime ministers, a dog and pony show. Round and round she goes, where she lands nobody knows. The emperor, despite the polls, he's still insisting that he's wearing clothes. There's nothing new beneath the sun, yeah, everything has been said and done. Revolution, a revolution, rerun now. Marxist rebel t-shirts, a radical statement not. When you're surfing down the Mariana Bonde coup d'etat, gorillas with guitars and drum machine guns, you know that shopping while you're dressed in camouflage isn't fooling anyone. There's nothing new beneath the sun, yeah, everything has been said and done. Revolution, a revolution, a rerun now.
another place to fall. You do your dance and then you take it all. Well, don't regret what you can't control. You don't cave in, cradle sin. Well, don't hang on, your dream is turning red. Yeah, go insane now, come back to bed. Well, just remember what your mother said. Yeah, don't hang on, do no wrong. And though you may be distant and your heart may feel alright, we will be strong, forever strong. I can see it in your eyes. Through struggle and through hardship, for this we don't know why. I'll sing this song, I'll sing this song under the windy skies. Yeah, turn your back and face the wall. Can't get through the door, you're a bit too tall. Deep breath now, make the call. Beautiful through the walls. And though you may be distant and your heart may feel alright, we will be strong, forever strong. I can see it in your eyes. Through struggle and through hardship, for this we don't know why. I'll sing this song, I'll sing this song under the windy sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. LoveSick Radio. What's going on, guys?
It's chilling.
Oh, hey.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me first and foremost, man, tonight. And we are getting ready to do Douchebag Criminals. I know you guys were asking me about this. So, we're handing around the drinkage. What's in the cup?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Very strong coffee.
Very strong coffee. So, what we normally do here, fill you guys in a little bit, man. So we do douchebag criminals every week. And for those of you guys who are new and those of you guys who are sitting on the couch, first and foremost, thank you guys for doing what you do as artists, musicians, and all the fans hanging out with us. We got another caller.
Oh, shit.
All right, so we're going to do this caller here. I'll be nice this
Let's do
one
it.
time, and then we'll do douchebag criminals.
Let's do it.
You are live on the air with LoveSick Radio.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Who are we speaking with?
Lena.
Hey, Lena.
Michigan.
Oh, shit.
That stayed up north.
And Joel's here, too.
Hello to both of you.
Wait, who else is there?
Joel.
Oh, hey, guys.
She has a
Hey,
tattoo.
what's up?
A LoveSick
She
Radio
does.
tattoo.
She
She
does have a
has
LoveSick
a
Radio
LoveSick.
tattoo. It's great. These are the best fans I've ever experienced.
I was gonna say, did you hear earlier where Smurfy, she might get a LoveSick Radio tattoo?
Yes, I did hear that.
So you gotta talk her into it too.
Well, it's got to be a prison tattoo with like big pens and like.
I thought you were talking about like prison tramp stamp. Like, whoa, 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 drummer Matt, whoa.
Now you know his fetish.
If she gets one, then I'm going to have to get one,
See?
too.
Yes, there you go.
all of you
Get them at the
guys,
same
yes,
time.
absolutely.
So what we should do, I think what we'll do, ladies, you guys come down for a LoveSick Radio show, or we'll come up to a LoveSick Radio show. We'll bring a tattoo artist, of course, a good one, and we'll,
Me.
you
It's
know,
gonna be me.
and yeah, we'll have Glenn do it, and then we'll take photos, or we'll do a video, or we'll record it, whatever. Like, so maybe you guys need to come down to see us for a LoveSick Radio show, and we'll get one of the local tattoo parlors to donate some time for you guys.
Luckily, they come down to every show. We are so appreciative of it. And I have 2 or 3 great friends who are great tattoo artists.
I think
Either
we can
way,
make it a thing. I think we can make it a thing.
we can definitely make it a thing, but we definitely appreciate them coming out to like all of our shows, like more than anything.
So what's up, ladies? What do you have to ask the guys of LoveSick Radio this evening?
Anything you've been dying to ask us? Or
She said,
anything. Oh, anything.
I don't think I really have any questions. I've been trying to think of something all night.
Well, that's okay. We're just glad you called.
Well, I've known David for 7 years, so it's kind of hard to come up with anything.
But there's so
No,
many
but
other
there
people in the
is.
bands. Yes.
But there is. You got some
Right,
dirt.
but-
You got the dirt.
But knowing you guys, I don't know. You guys I feel like I've known you guys just as long.
What was the first show that you saw LoveSick Radio at?
The first show I saw LoveSick Radio at, they opened for Hanson
That's
in
right.
Grand Rapids.
Oh,
shit.
You know what? Hanson was freaking awesome. I never really that familiar with what they did, but they were great.
Let's be honest,
Hanson's
though, the
fantastic.
Rooney was also on the
The
bill.
I don't give a
the Jonas
shit.
Brothers were better.
Their new
Oh,
album
I
is
will
totally
kill you,
not the
Glenn.
same.
Do it, bitch.
Oh, really?
Hanson is fucking great.
Their new album, Hanson's new album, is not the same. They are not
So
the same
good.
Hanson at all.
The last few years, Hanson, everybody just naysays them because of their old bullshit. Hanson is fucking great. They're great
I have
musicians.
2 Hanson tattoos as well.
Oh, shit.
See, we'll play with anyone.
She's got 2 tattoos, and Bop. Sorry, ladies.
That was
I
a
had to.
fantastic joke. Well done.
Sorry, ladies.
I mean, there's so many new members of LoveSick Radio. You have no questions, really, for Glenn or Matt or I? Come on.
The great thing, if you ask Matt's question, you can only ask one question because both of them can answer. Like, I have a question for Matt.
Ladies, I got a question for you. If you had to be stranded on an island with any of the members from LoveSick Radio, which one would it be?
Not in terms of sexiness. In
not
terms of survival.
Survival.
In terms of survival.
And I don't mean hair products.
Fuck off.
Honestly, I'd probably go with Troy because he's the dad.
Troy is very
That's
much the
fair.
dad.
That's
Yes.
fair.
That's fair.
I will not argue that at all.
No. Wow.
He's got like 14 kids.
He's
14 kids.
He's like a Mormon. It's ridiculous.
They just come home from China, by the way.
He came back from China and he had more kids. Oh shit.
That's funny.
They built a wall because of Troy. No, no, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love Troy. I love Troy. If you haven't had a chance to check out my interview with Troy, go over and check it out. MusicFamiliaProductions.com. In the interviews tab, I had a chance to hang out with Troy Brown, the lead singer from LoveSick Radio. Great guy, awesome, humble guy, down-to-earth guy. Couldn't ask for a better lead.
Absolutely great voice. Awesome guy.
All right, ladies. Well, so when are you ladies coming down for the New Year's show then at the El Rosa?
I will be. We're still waiting on Joel's schedule.
Schedules are important.
Well, we hope to see you both there.
Corporate job I have.
Those corporate bastards.
Trying to hold a woman down from a Lovesick radio show.
Do you need me to write you a note?
Right.
For the boss.
We can write you a note.
Yeah, we got it.
Dr. Dave
I'll
Right.
clear you
says,
for all Lovesick Radio upcoming shows.
Dr. Dave. Oh, we should start
Dr.
doing a
Dave.
we should start doing a segment like a fucking podcast. It's like Dr. Dave says.
I could just say I broke my ankle again.
There you go.
That's true.
Oh,
you could
you-
do that.
You fucked up your
You could
ankle
have
so bad.
You could have a note from Dr. David.
That's right.
It says that you can't go to work.
And
Right.
with Nurse Glenn.
Yeah, exactly.
Nurse Glenn.
As long as
Oh,
I get to wear a
shit.
sexy outfit, I'm down.
Are you gonna wear the shoes with the outfit, Glenn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the tits for it. It's all good.
Oh, you want to see him?
Oh boy. Between Glenn's tits and Dave's nipple rings, and then drummer Matt's Adam alcoholism. No, just kidding, bro.
First off,
and Matt guitar is kink.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then kink.
Oh, yes.
We still had never learned what kinky things.
Gotta
Matt
have
does.
something, you know.
Matt,
This is the worst
what's the
interview
kinkiest thing
you've ever done.
Matt?
What's that?
What's the kinkiest thing Matt has ever done?
Whoa, we can't. I mean,
Yes, we can do this right now. Come on, Matt.
Okay, well, how about this? What's the fifth kinkiest thing you've ever done?
What's the fifth?
Not the first.
I
Not
want.
not the kinkiest, but what's the,
I plead the fifth on all this.
Oh, don't.
What?
No.
What?
do you like
Oh,
to
come
do you like to
on.
smack the ass?
Was,
not even
is
a
that,
kink,
Is
that's
that kinky?
normal.
I mean, yeah.
That's, no, it's a little kinky.
That's
Some
normal.
people don't do that.
I mean, I've
Who
definitely.
doesn't do that?
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to talk to those people, but some people don't.
Matt, is your kink pulling David's nipple rings?
That's my hair, dude.
He's trying to let it
Matt,
grow
Matt's
out.
not going to answer, but that's okay. He doesn't have to answer because
Well,
I'll
no,
answer
I
for
just,
him.
you know,
This
I
is
just,
an inappropriate
I
question
don't want to get
anyway.
others
That's-
involved in the, you know, yeah.
Well, it's not you're
This is
naming names.
inappropriate.
You're not naming names.
Totally casually dodged the whole thing right there. Just was like, nope, I'm not walking on that one.
That's okay.
So, you guys want to do douchebag criminals with your callers?
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
All right, girls, you ready for douchebag criminals?
Sure.
All right, so here we go. So our first douchebag criminal, an armed robber hands out donuts to his victims after he robs them. Security cameras are recording at a Texas donut shop when one of three armed robbers made it up to the store customers by passing out stolen pastries after they took all their watches and jewelry from them.
That's crazy.
So, give me your Rolex. Here's a strawberry pastry. Shut your mouth.
At least there was no rape and cream pies
So
in
he
this situation.
He stole
Come
from
on now.
people, then gave them a donut.
Yeah, the three armed assailants come into a Texas donut shop. They held up. They got about $200 in change from the cash register. They robbed everybody at gunpoint,
Big
and to
spenders.
make up for it on their way out, they stole the money and a whole case full of pastries. As they were walking out, they handed out pastries to the victims they robbed as a consolation prize.
They're the sweetest criminals around.
You know what I would do?
Smoothest criminals.
I would take that donut or pastry or whatever it was, and I'd slap him in the face with it.
They have a gun pointed at you.
I don't fucking care.
This
Do we just avoid the whole sweet rape situation?
wait.
None of
go
that.
ahead. What'd
None
you
of
say?
that.
Now, I said it first. I'm not gonna.
It's not. That's
So-
not dinner conversation. Come on now.
That's well. So they're
Well, we're having dinner conversation at Krispy Kreme. That's not a fucking dinner conversation.
You have dinner conversation
I
wherever
haven't had a
there's
donut,
food.
and I don't know how long.
You
I
had a
have
donut
gluten
in-
intolerance.
Was
We
in
don't
China?
have dinner
China.
conversations
donut?
at Krispy
You shared it
Kreme
with
ever.
me.
Was it one of those weird looking ones?
No, I think it was.
I
normal.
also want you guys to know
I guess it was
this
China
is
then.
our second douchebag criminal actually is not a criminal at all. In fact, it is a brand new website. It is called DarwinAwards.com. Now, this website is a brand new website, and it showcases the most stupidest deaths in 2017. Like, for instance, April 2017, a Russian welder noticed how well a fire extinguisher fits inside of a howitzer. Now, a howitzer is a military-style cannon, and it's inspired. He actually stuffed the fire extinguisher down the cannon barrel and killed himself and his work employees. Now, this whole website brings up a bunch of things like 7,200 volts and a dim bulb. How about 2 weeks without hot water or refrigeration? A man attempts to restore his electric power to his home. What happens when a powerless thief grabs a metal ladder and jumper cables? Nothing. Except for, well, he gets electrocuted.
My day job is
Other than playing drums?
aside from playing drums, is a OSHA certified safety inspector. And I sit there and listen to this story, and unfortunately, I'm not fucking surprised.
Right?
In the slightest. Where did this happen?
Actually, Arizona.
That doesn't surprise me in the fucking slightest. We have a couple clients in Arizona, and every time somebody gets injured, I don't even blink an eye. I don't. I don't want to be a dick about the whole situation, but
Really, what happened? The dude he couldn't afford to pay his electric bill, and there's plenty of ways to be able to pay electric bill, but this obviously is not one of them. His bid for good power veered from pathetic to ludicrous when he leaned on an aluminum ladder against the pole, climbed up and applied the jumper cables to an energized conductor. The witness heard a sound like a shotgun as 7,200 volts arced from the primary wires from jumper cables designed for 12 volts, by the way, through the man's body, down the ladder, and into the ground.
volts don't kill people, amps kill people.
Right, and the thief was jolted from the top of the pole and thrown to the ground like a fat sack of potatoes. He was taken to the hospital with contusions and electrical burns, still living, however, but he cannot win the Darwin Award because he's obviously still alive, but he gets honorable mention for his questionable but yet nearly fatal choices. And by the way, for a side note here, readers say that electric power is usually disconnected at the meter and only disconnected at the pole if there's a problem with the home owner, such as an angry threats or previous power theft. So basically,
I've got so many things to say about this because I am literally certified in this shit.
Yeah.
But I will let Dave talk.
I want to hear what your thoughts are.
No,
You're a professional.
My professional opinions are not funny. They're fucking serious. I would
remember
rather
seeing that.
people talk funny and make jokes than what I have to say.
That reminds me of that movie that came out
Wayne's World?
a long time ago. It was
Wayne's
like it was like a version of Goonies, but it was called The Burbs, and there's a scene in the movie where he like walked
Nothing
up.
like Goonies. The Burbs
Yeah,
with
it's
Tom Hanks?
It's a lot like the Goonies.
How is it like the Goonies?
There's retarded people.
How is it like the? It was a comedy, but yet it had this like eeriness to it, and they were and they
Hey. Sorry, Glad.
It was like the Goonies because it was a comedy, but yet there was this eeriness, and then there was the neighbors that had like the dead bodies and the skeletons, just like in the Goonies.
The Goonies wasn't. The Goonies are about a group of kids trying to find the treasure that led
Isn't
them
that the
to.
one with where the
and Barf.
kid?
Yeah, well,
dancing
and
did-
Corey Feldman was in both
Yeah.
of those
Yeah,
movies.
it's
So
And
And
the
that has
Burbs.
not
the Burbs
gone
was-
well.
Oh, boy.
And the Burbs was a throwback to an old Alfred Hitchcock film. I can see where you're talking
Drummer
about
Matt,
dead
what the
bodies.
hell?
yeah,
But I disagree. Is all I'm saying with you about.
I've
They
heard
were-
about
I don't
Corey
think they're the same.
I just don't want you.
well, they're not
putting
the same, but
microphones
they're
in
in the
your mouth.
same genre of movies.
And our here we go, guys. We're gonna wrap up third douchebag criminals with our third one right here. Indiana man accused of stealing and selling a railroad bridge. He asked, and they told him no, but he did it anyway. Authorities say accusing a scrap metal dealer of taking apart an abandoned railroad bridge and selling the metal for $18,000. A man in Michigan. I'm so glad you ladies are on the phone. A man in Michigan decided that he wanted to, get some extra money. So he took apart an abandoned railroad bridge, sold it for $18,000. Now Kenneth Morrison of Michigan is indicted for federal charges of interstate transportation of stolen property.
Was that bridge being
Wait.
used?
No, it was an abandoned.
Then fuck it. Yeah,
So it
you're
was
good to go.
It was a branding.
He was
Was
just-
it set up somewhere?
Yeah, it was set up somewhere. It was abandoned. It was a railroad bridge. They were gonna actually tear it down, and nobody had been using it. The road ties had been ripped up, but the bridge was still there. And he drove by it, and he's a scrapper in the area, and he was driving through and was like, "Oh, hey." He went through 1 week and it was still there. He come back and it was still there, so he was like, "Oh well, they must not be doing anything with that." So
Perfectly legal.
he wrote a letter to
That's-
the city and asked for permission to scrap the
bridge.
bridge because the bridge was on part of his property.
Yeah.
And they told him no. Well, he waited about a month and nothing. There was no development, nothing. And so he went back out there, and him and his son, which his son is under 18, so he can't be held accountable or held
Being a
liable.
minor, yeah.
So the father took the brunt of the charges and got federal charges, not to mention he's got to pay back all of that. And he had a couple of warrants out for his arrest for no child support and a couple of other small things. But that was the biggest crime that he had ever committed, was stealing this bridge. I mean, how do you go down like, "Sorry, son, I failed you. I stole a bridge and I sucked at selling it."
Stole a bridge. That's
That's
great.
impressive.
That's a great fucking line.
Like, if I could do that in Monopoly, you know how many times I would have fucking won? Like, I'm just going to take your shit. Like,
Was there Shoots and Ladders? Were there
right,
bridges and Shoots and Ladders?
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd
And
kill at that
Mousetrap,
game.
too.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Now we're
Hey,
talking.
ladies,
Now we're talking
thank
about
you for
speed
calling in and being
games.
part of Douchebag Criminals and calling in to AntmanVs for LoveSick Radio.
No problem. Anytime.
All right, ladies, you have a wonderful evening, and hopefully we'll catch up with you guys at a LoveSick Radio show.
For sure.
All right, ladies, have a good night.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
You too. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So Glenn has a super good explanation for this.
I was just gonna say that's a really good father-son bonding experience.
To rip apart a bridge.
Stealing a bridge, yeah. Hey, son.
Hey, it's more than
I
I did with
gotta-
my dad. So there you go.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, I am.
Got too real at the end, so
You're right.
Ant-Man's wrapping it up.
Right, yeah. So
Ant-Man's like, fuck your daddy problems. We're gonna fucking have this conversation.
and fuck your couch. We are out. No. So you guys have been hanging out with AntmanVs and LoveSick Radio. Thank you guys so much for doing what
Oh,
you
thank
do
you for having
as
us.
artists and
Dude,
musicians.
thank you
I
so much for
appreciate you
having us.
guys.
We appreciate you for everything you're doing, and we appreciate you for
Being you.
Well, I mean, just having this and being able to
I love
connect.
you, drummer man.
Oh, God, dude. But no, having the ability
To let him drink on the air.
Everything revolves around alcoholism. No, the moral
Well,
of the
when
story
you're
is
drunk
that
as shit.
When
Do
you bring-
not
when you-
drummer and drink.
Yeah, so when you bring your own bar with you wherever
And
you
then
go.
get drunk.
can we just agree?
No, what were we saying, Matt?
Can
Go
we
ahead,
just
bud.
agree that you are bringing an artist, you are exposing the local music scene, and it's
trying.
Great. Well, it's great. The fact that you're doing this, and like no one else in this area is actually promoting this kind of stuff, and
Very true.
I appreciate you putting forth the effort to bringing people into your house and to your studio and being able to, I mean, try to at least put the people out there. Like, no one else is actually really trying to do that, and I
really
appreciate
is
it.
local stuff these days anyway.
I mean, either way.
I'm just saying.
Like, no
Is
one
that
else,
show even on still?
Yeah, I don't know.
no one
On
else
the
is
Blitz?
doing that.
I don't know. I don't even listen to that station anymore. It's kind of oversaturated.
I think it's still on Sundays. I don't know though. I mean,
Right. I don't know. They don't take care of my guys, so I don't support them.
Okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
guess what you're saying.
They don't support local. I mean, they do, but they're good at bringing in the door and pushing out the back door. So I don't. Whatever. Anyway, guys, I am out the door. Thank you guys again. And like I said, every Thursday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., musicfamiliaproductions.com. And Sunday morning, for Sunday Morning Meltdown, we do less music, more talk on Sundays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. You guys can be part of the action as well on that. We also have open enrollment for new sponsors. So if you guys are looking for some sponsors or an opportunity to get some advertising, we do radio spots, we do promotions, we do a bunch of fun stuff. You guys definitely be interested in that. Hit me up, AntmanVs at, that'd be AntmanVs at musicfamiliaproductions.com. Any questions, concerns, or front office at musicfamiliaproductions.com. My man Ryan Woods from Raw Designs, YouTube, RockyXTV, CBDHempHealth.com, Columbus Botanical Depot, Photo Nation AP, all those fun guys over there. I love you guys so much, man. My sponsors, I love you guys. Thank you. And LoveSick Radio, thank you guys. Where can they find your social media?
Thank you.
One more time before we...
Twitter, LoveSick Radio. Instagram, LoveSick Radio. Facebook, LoveSick Radio Band. MySpace, LoveSick Radio.
Yeah.
Everywhere, LoveSick Radio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Spotify.
Spotify, LoveSick Radio. iTunes, LoveSick Radio.
All right, guys.
Anywhere, LoveSick Radio.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We
Thank
are
you.
out the door.
All right.